That's funny.
So, Brooks, you okay, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Just stay on the first floor, brother. Just stay on the first floor.
It's
Don't get no
been it,
happy.
it's been rough. You got the Georgia loss and the Falcons, and now the Hawks and my Georgia basketball team are coming back down to earth. So
Oh man, they had a good showing against.
just
They had a good
sometimes,
showing
man.
against Auburn, and they had a good showing against Auburn on the hardwood.
I did, but
Yeah,
four in a
he,
row after being ranked, lost four in a row, so that's not good.
yeah. I heard Dominique Wilkinson might be heading your way, so that might help you out a little bit.
Can't shoot. We need shooters, man.
Well,
Yeah, I saw that. I
well,
saw that kid play in high school.
yeah, he's
Oh,
long.
I mean, he's an athlete now. Don't be wrong, but
Oh yeah, he's explosive as shit. I mean,
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing with Georgia basketball.
Um,
They don't put
Bacon,
shooters
bacon.
on the floor,
That's
man.
fine.
Just don't put shooters on
yeah,
the floor for some reason, man.
boy. Hey man, Philly Red Zone in the house too.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
All right. And last time we were all together like this, you had something to do. So
Y'all funny. Y'all got jokes, man. Y'all funny.
yeah. Yeah. All right. So we in here, and we probably have a couple more people jump in as we go along. But yeah, man, another Sunday, another triple option. And so let's see what we're gonna talk about today, gentlemen. We had the national championship game, so we'll get that in. Brooks, we haven't had you on in a minute. You can give us your Georgia wrap up. And hey, we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of the format, the playoffs, what y'all thought about it. Cam Ward and Shedeur, they had some words. And let's see. And then let's talk and then we'll take a glimpse into 2025 and the way too early outlook. And then anything else pops up, especially with you guys. You never know what's gonna come up.
and I think the players. I think there's a rumor that some of the players feel like they need to unionize with the portals and everything else.
Okay. We'll do that too then. And Nick Saban had a couple things to say, so we'll have his video played too.
And
All right, Jim. Oh, go
also
ahead,
we
T.
need, also we need to talk about that guy from Wisconsin, the one that withdrew from school to go play at Miami. He didn't enter the transfer portal.
Oh yeah, he just left school. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that too. All right. We got it. Man, we got a full slate. Yes, sir. That track brought to you by Keaton, Terrence Jones. J Tones at music by J Tones at gmail.com. So make sure you check out my brother. He does great work. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get right into it, man. The national championship game. Philly Arizona, we chopped it up earlier this week. I
Yep.
got his thoughts on it on another show. But hey, this is triple option. Let's get everybody's thoughts. This is our first time around since that championship game. Ohio State over Notre Dame to win the FBS Championship. And man, What were your thoughts? What would you take from the game?
Oh man, it it was pretty much a you know beat down. The score didn't reflect the the uh uh the overall game itself. I mean, Ohio State was the more talented team, and what they say, talent outweighs skill. You know, I mean, you can have all the skill in the world, but if you don't have talent across your roster, I mean, it's going to catch up to you. And that's pretty much what happened. I mean, Ohio State offensive line dominated Notre Dame defensive line, and Ohio State defensive line dominated Notre Dame offensive line, and it always starts in the trenches. And I mean, Notre Dame game plan. I don't. The head coach and the offensive coordinator had what, a week or two to come up with a game plan, and their best play was running your quarterback into the Ohio State defensive line and linebackers the whole game, trying to sustain offense. You know that, and the times that they used their receivers and running backs, I mean, they was able to move the ball a little bit, but overall, man, Will Howard from Ohio State didn't lose the game. He didn't, have that turnover. Um, you know, um, and those running backs, man, Henderson and that kid, I think it's number one. I mean, they stepped up. When Smith got his, on that one play, I didn't understand what Notre Dame was looking at. The safety called it out and then ran across the field and left Smith wide open.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, it was a lopsided victory, man, for Ohio State. But Ryan Day saved his job, and we move on to another college season, man.
Yeah, yeah. It was Notre Dame came out doing. They came out with something that you probably should have did if you one score down. Running that quarterback up the middle. That guy was gassed after the first. He was done after the first series, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then what they should have did was come out opening up with the guy number one, Good House, I forget what his name is, but he was
Yeah,
killing. He was killing Ohio State secondary. He was killing. Number one, he's a for Ohio State on defense. He a pass interference machine. He had 3 or 4 in that game.
yeah,
He couldn't even hold that guy. And then the other boy on the other side, I think Denzel Burke, he pretty good, man, but he give up a lot of big plays too. They just strong over the middle. Ohio State just strong over the middle. But the first drive, Notre Dame dug him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? But at what expense? Quarterback was gas. And then also, when you was talking about that little play that they ran for Jeremiah Smith, the same play Devontae Smith ran in that championship game on them a couple
oh
years back.
yeah,
That's
that
the
is
same
true.
play.
Yeah,
He was calling it out, but guess what he did? He was calling out. What he was trying to tell him is switch the zone because he was running across the field with him, and then he came back and wasn't nobody out there.
yeah,
I mean, all in all, uh, Freeman made a big mistake going for that field goal when he should have just tried to punch it in on the touchdown because he ended up getting the ball back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be saying sometimes when you got youth on your coach as a head coach, you don't know the tricks of the trade. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be saying about Dion. He make a lot of tactical errors, man. And I'm
yeah,
It goes
and I'm a Dion fan.
it goes back to what I used to complain about every week. Brooks and Tyrone, probably TJ, both know about all these young quarterbacks playing the numbers game, the fourth and going on fourth, which is the newest trend. Oh, since we got 4 downs, we should use them all. That crap.
The analytics. That's what they be going with.
Yeah, right. It's like, come on, y'all. But my
yeah. It's
biggest
good
thing about him
until
was
it's not.
right. My thing about it is about that particular game was what would we say? Uh, Notre Dame. they can't. They don't. They're not going to out physical Ohio State, and they got a decent enough secondary that they should but that they could actually play a cover two and fall into the middle. But they didn't do that. They
They
tried. They
didn't do
tried
it.
to.
They tried to play
They
the
tried.
man.
They tried to man up on the corners because we have a great secondary. That, and,
But Clark, what you
and
think about Clark? What you think about 29 on that last play when that Smith caught that ball, the long pass at the end of the game? What was he doing? Why was
Peeking
he
in the backfield.
why was he
he
playing?
peeking. Yeah, he was peeking.
He was peeking in
Exactly.
the backfield.
Exactly.
But
He was that.
his
And
alignment was crazy.
yeah, but then he got they say as a defensive back when you break in you don't the worst thing to be doing is chasing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, you
And
can't chase.
he got caught chasing, and then on top of that he peeking in the backfield and chasing and rap. You know,
Well, a thing I thought about, Corey, he should have just put his foot put his foot on the first down line, and if he throw a short, come up and make the tackle.
well, like I said, it goes back to following everything to the center of the field and not letting not letting them athletes get behind you. They
Yeah.
didn't. I mean,
Yeah,
yes, given everything, talent and preparation, talent should win. But
Hmm.
sometimes you can prepare yourself to kind of put that talent into a position where they gotta make plays.
Yeah.
yeah. It ain't always about the X's and O's. Sometimes, most of the time, it be about the Jimmys and Joes, the
Yep.
Exactly.
players.
Yep. On the whiteboard,
Yeah.
everything worked until you on that field.
Yeah, everything changed then.
They
Yep.
realized,
All
oh,
right.
Smith can actually run.
But
Yeah, he was pretty good,
just think
man.
about this here. I said put his foot on the first down line, but he did way he was playing. He was looking in the backfield all the time. He was gonna either do that or he needed to get up and jam Smith.
Yeah. But I think they did a play action with I think Junkins was on the field, so that's what got his attention. And
I mean,
then Smith just ran right past him.
Philly, it
What
was
what
third and
what?
11, man.
But
Philly was third and 11.
I
what is
get it,
Bill
man.
Belichick's number one quote?
Third and 11, they would have ran that ball right there at third and 11. That's what you
What is
want.
Bill? But
I know.
what is Bill Belichick's number one quote that he always tell his team? One simple thing.
Do your job.
Do you job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it's third and 11, and they run play action, and well, your job is as a corner on the outside is to go through your progressions. Don't try to be a hero and make
Hmm.
a split decision and
Exactly.
get your ass caught up in the backfield.
Yep.
But
Mm.
I done seen plenty of times, watching Alabama games, Georgia games, most time SEC rather. Man, I seen Nick Saban be down about 3 or 4, and then he'll punt the ball, knowing that my defense giving me the best chance to win the game. Sometimes, sometimes them coaches be making a lot of tactical errors, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the whole thing, right? It's a team aspect,
Yeah.
from the coaches to the defense, offense, and special teams. Brooks, what did you take from this championship game?
Yeah, just the plethora of weapons Ohio State has on offense was just overwhelming in the playoffs. You talk about their two running backs, Judkins and Henderson, and you talk about Smith and Abuka. Man, and then you tie it all together with Will Howard, who was just accurate. Man, the man was just accurate. Um, and that I mean, that's what to me was the deciding factor. I mean, you just couldn't. Who do you focus on? Who do you take away? Like you can't. There's just too many. Ohio State just put too many weapons on the field. They kind of reminded me, not to the degree, but kind of an LSU light from that Joe Burrow team. How they were just so overwhelming with Chase and Jefferson, uh, and that running back who I can't remember his name, who's in the NFL now. Anyways, yeah,
Oh,
it kind of reminded me of
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that team on like a smaller, not to that level, obviously, but kind of reminded me of that offense. They just felt unstoppable. Um, And so, yeah, I mean, that's what I took away. I mean, it's just the weapons they had on offense, and I'm looking at it from the perspective of Georgia, and I'm looking at how little skill position players we had, and I'm looking at Ohio State just had this plethora of them, and I'm just like, man, we just had one of those guys. Yeah, I mean, that's what I took away. I thought Notre Dame was solid. To come back from losing to Northern Illinois all the way to the championship game, that's quite an accomplishment. And they fought in the second half. Made it interesting.
Yeah,
To the
they
point
didn't give up.
I had Ohio State fans around me, kind of like, kind of defaulting to that. Ryan Day's going to blow this. So Notre Dame was solid, and again, you could just from an offensive standpoint, you look at those two teams. There's just no comparison. That Great House tight end did step up in the second half, start making plays. But you compare those two offenses. I mean, it wasn't even close. I mean, that Ohio State offense is just so good, especially in the playoffs. And I think that's the big story to me. And Will Howard kind of that last play, that last deep pass to seal the game. I thought that was kind of an encapsulation of Will Howard. He was just on target, 17 to 21 in the game, in the national championship game, and it's kind of he just caught on a heater. You got these quarterbacks that get on heaters, and like I said, he has the weapons, so I know that makes it a little easier for him because he's got
Hey,
those,
Brooke.
two pro
Yeah,
receivers probably. So, but yeah, that's what I
yeah,
took away. That Ohio State offense was just unstoppable.
yeah,
Hey, Brooke. I mean, when you got a quarterback and you don't get him off his spot, that what happens.
Oh
You
yeah,
got
yeah,
Notre Dame should have been blitzing, man, because they wasn't getting home. You know what I'm saying? That's the
yeah.
only way you're gonna get a quarter. That's the only way you're gonna get a quarterback off that accuracy. You got to get him off his spot, and they didn't do that
I mean,
The
yeah,
top,
that's a
the,
good point. He was never pressured the whole game, and
the
he's
whole
he's
game.
definitely a pocket pass. He's a pocket passer, so you give him, he gets in that rhythm in the pocket. I mean, and his accuracy. I mean, it's over. So I agree with you there. They should have changed some stuff up and tried to make him uncomfortable back there. They just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
yep, yep. Hey, Cole for the Lowe's in the house. What's up, Cole?
Cole, what up, Cole?
Morning, fellas. Morning, fellas.
Yeah, man. What was your take on that national championship game, bro?
Um, I kind of went on a little rampage, a little ramble last time I was on the podcast saying how Ohio State was going to handle business. I don't want to be that guy that said "I told you so," but I am my stepfather child. I told y'all so. Just want to put that in the atmosphere. But overall, the game did turn out good. I kind of stirred away from it in the second half and stirred back into it. Um, the biggest thing I took away, I was not impressed with the linebacker play for Notre Dame. Um, it was too. I don't understand of how Will Howard is an athletic quarterback. He's a good quarterback. I don't know how much we put the caliber on him of how good he is. But why do we have four quarterback spies or have multiple linebackers? As soon as Will Howard take one step outside the pocket, four guys is rushing him. I don't understand that. One guy rushing him, maybe that led to the Jenkins touchdown in the back of the end zone. You slid right by two and right by the quarterback, right by the linebackers, and you got four linebackers eyes in the backfield. I just kind of, and I don't understand if playing a man zone or what was going on with that, but I wasn't impressed with the linebacker play. I think it just came down to the second half. Ohio State won them more, and we ain't gonna go into the books, the betting books, but that game gotta get close. They don't want to upset their fans. But Ohio State handled business how I expect Ohio State to do it.
Y'all, went on a rampage when he says, "What the heck?" Well, he didn't say what the hell. He know better. But he said, "Why are they spying the quarterback?" I said, "I don't know. I really don't. I can't tell you." I said,
Yeah. I called
Well,
my stepdad, and I told everybody how I stated this. Like, it made no sense to me. Like, being a film junkie of football, Calvin knows this. Or what Corey, how y'all call him, he knows this. Being a film junkie of football, my mind is like watching everything that's playing far. I'm just not watching the game and the highlights. I'm watching it how it's breakdown from what the linebacker's doing to what the quarterback's doing, to what the corners are doing. I blame Calvin, and how everything is going down. Why do you have 4 quarterback spies? This not Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, Cole, that's one thing they say Will Howard the whole year. Now he is mobile now. You got to think he came from Kansas State. He did a lot of rushing over there, so he
And
is mobile
Hey, and
to be
I'm not taking that.
6'5".
I'm not taking that from him. But let me ask you a question: you put 4 quarterback spies on him?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know what I
exactly.
don't know what they were doing.
Nah, you put one, half of one, because Will ain't running. He ain't blazing. He ain't blazing fast.
Nah, he
You
ain't
know.
blazing fast.
yeah,
Yeah. So
No,
he,
but you can. I mean, but be real. You can break his spirit.
Yeah,
That's the other
put them
part about it.
helmets on. Put them
yeah, you
helmets
knocked the
on.
hell out of him.
And
yeah.
that'll take away all the athleticism because we've seen it. His
Hey,
spirit can be broken.
the
Yeah.
court. They don't hit like that these days, man. Everybody trying to hip take the person down, get on the backside and tackle from the backside. You ain't got no hitters out there right now. Ain't no
Well,
linebacker. And
what
then the
happened with that is
linebackers ain't no but
the targeting rules kind of calmed that down, man. Where these kids, they know they could get thrown out if they don't tackle with the proper form, and that's
That
what
is
forces them
true.
to
However,
take a step back.
but even with the new rules, the game in the trenches is still the same.
yeah.
That's the one place where the targeting rule is null and void
Yeah, because he's
in
a
the
runner.
trenches. Yes, but
Yeah,
and
even if he's a runner, man, dude, I've seen games where guys they hit the running back and their helmets touch each other and they throwing these guys out, man. You know, and
it's not
it's all to the
but
rough discretion.
I mean, they,
it's in the
they need to
but the
revisit their
rule
targeting rule, yeah.
the rule and my understanding of the rule is always the inside the tackle box, and it's like a 5 to 6 yard cushion. Hey, it's you play football, so I mean,
But
yeah,
now
when they break.
Philly saying it right though, Coy, because I mean, you got a receiver, he come across the middle and he duck his head, you duck your head into the hitting zone.
That's
So
Yep,
that's not
how much change my momentum?
that's
exactly.
true when it comes to quarterbacks receivers when it comes to the
I mean,
to quote unquote skilled
it,
quarterbacks and receivers it's changed, but in the tackle box, running back, the
Yeah,
rules for the running backs
the running
is
back still the
totally
same.
and
Yeah, but
you
yeah.
could
we talking
you could
about
see.
putting him. We was talking about Notre Dame putting helmets on Howard, and he's a quarterback, so you already know that comes with targeting. I mean,
But
you,
the
I
rule
don't
the
care
rule
you
if
can
he's a
even
the
runner
see.
or
rule
not. He's
is
still a quarterback.
the
I'm
rule
You
just
is
see,
if you break in the tackle box, he's fair game. So you have
Yeah,
to almost take that. You got to play football because
yeah. You can't.
no matter
Only
how
place,
they we got two
only place the
referees here, but no
quarterback,
matter
only
yeah,
place the quarterback is protected is in the
you
pocket.
you can see, and you can see guys like in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes taking advantage of these rules and
Yes.
seeing guys coming at him and intentionally
mm-hmm.
sliding so they can try to get that rough. Well, and trying to get that rough in the quarterback
now
or defensive
that's
the
the
hit on the defensive player because he's
We're gonna see
sliding
some
through
of that
himself.
today.
But he's seeing that. He's using the rules to his advantage. He's seeing
Right,
that,
right.
seeing him coming to tackle and going in for the slide, and giving himself up, so he'll get those penalties.
Yeah,
now
Yeah,
that's a
And
rule
we
that
might see
needs to
some of that
be
today, man.
but the
that's
difference
something
is,
that needs to be revisited all the
yeah,
way
it got to
across
be
the sliding
revisited.
rule
Yeah,
that because now it's getting to the point. It used to be they had to commit to the slide and you didn't hit them, but now these guys literally go from running. Oh, I see them like what I'm saying. They didn't even a slide.
Yep.
They just drop it. They just drop it
yeah,
to the hip to try to get the penalty. Mid
but
threat whatever.
the difference is, of course, you got to think about it. NFL don't get that NFL boys don't get kicked out the game. They just get a 15-yard
exactly.
penalty.
There you go. That's the difference.
Right.
Oh yeah, in college you miss whatever half, right? You miss that
Yeah, you
half
missed
and then
a
into the
half. Yeah,
so like I mean from that second half and then the first half of the next game or something like that. It depends
and
Yeah,
on
then
which
it
half.
carried over. If something would have happened in the next championship game, they would have carried over to the next season. Ain't now
hmm
that's crazy.
Depending on which half, right? Like if it's in the first
Yeah,
half, then it's the whole game. But if it was in the second half, then you got to miss a half of your next game.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So
yeah,
yeah,
they need to add it to where you get one. If you get two of them, you can suspend two of them in a game. Come on, I mean the one is just that's a little excessive to me.
Yeah.
Like two of
yeah,
them, then suspend them. Like, come on.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Hey guys, does anybody need to fill this out? The Ryan Day apology form or
No, no,
No,
should we?
yeah,
no,
nah.
no.
Okay.
He is not. I mean, this. I mean,
He's not
take that.
warranted that.
He's not one. He got. I mean, let's be honest. Chip Kelly can call an offensive game. If he's when he's on, he's on. He's offense. He can do his thing. That's not.
Yeah.
That's
Mr.
not
401, can you
Ryan
put that back
Day.
up? Can you put that back up, Mr. 401?
In
Sure.
college,
Go ahead.
Coy. In college only. Not in the pro
I
game.
mean, I don't. That's what I'm talking about. That's a different animal. That's a different
It-
animal.
yeah, that's different animal.
Because in college, I mean, because I've gone back to this several times. In college, you can get away with a spread offense.
Hmm.
You can't in the pros. You're going to at some point have to run a pro style offense.
Yep.
Look, you can
Oh,
say what you want to say. You lose to Michigan again next year, you don't get the
Oh, he
same
out
He
shit,
of there.
right?
might be going. Yeah, you hit the
Like,
nail on the
say,
head,
yeah,
bro.
I mean, it's Ohio State, man. You lose to Michigan again, you still be on the hot seat, man.
Yep.
Man, you can probably find some Ohio State fans right now who,
Hey,
who's still
hey,
angry about that shit. Come on now.
because and let's be real. Let's be realistic.
hey, he'll be
But
a Gene Chiswick, man.
Bo Schemblecker kept a job because he could beat Ohio State. That was it.
Yeah.
Because other than
Hey,
that, Michigan was
And we're not talking.
garbage when he was.
And we're not talking about just I beat them one time and I lost to them twice, three times in a row. We're talking about not beating them at all. Like, come on now, that's unacceptable there.
I mean, you look at Gene Chiswick. Gene Chiswick won a national championship and was out in 2 years.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
As you explained
All
to me,
right.
Brown, it is a little bit different, and Ohio State do give their coach a little bit more grace than Auburn and Alabama.
Yeah, they do. They do. That what happened to Shula at Alabama. Shula wasn't a bad coach, but he wasn't a great coach either. And then he couldn't beat Auburn.
Mhm.
Got him out of there.
Is anybody gonna check that bottom box down there?
No.
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 Read it, read
That
it,
that
because I
form is
can't, because
Is it?
my
incomplete.
my
He says incomplete.
Incomplete.
All right, but yeah, that's a great
Look,
point too about Chisholm.
I think the Michigan loss probably did them a favor. They weren't in they didn't get that extra game, you know,
Yeah,
that they could
yeah.
potentially lost. So I mean,
Well,
it did them a favor
and I'm glad you brought
in a
that
way.
up because go ahead, Brooks.
No, in a way, that Michigan, I know it's to Michigan, and Ohio State fans don't like that, but that did them a favor. You know, they didn't. They were in that extra game to where they could hurt their college playoff
Right.
football chances. They just got that
Right.
loss, and they knew they were going to still be in the playoff.
Yeah. But
And
it's
that
still Michigan. And then you gotta look at the fact Michigan defense roughed Ohio State offense up. And then they mucked up the game with what Notre Dame should have did, muck it up.
well that leads right to the next thing. Where Brooks was just alluding to Ohio State, falling in a certain part of the bracket. So you guys, since it's all said and done now, and it's over with. We had an 8/7 in the championship. What's the pros and cons from this format? Now that we have it, now that the 12-team tournament has played all the way out. Somebody start us off with that.
Hey,
uh,
I think they should go to 16 teams, man.
yeah,
16
15
Wow.
teams
straight up.
and
I
nobody
mean,
gets a bye.
they will. I mean, they will eventually. Shit.
And no
That's my. I
Hold
mean, they're gonna
on, hold
do
on,
is
hold on, hold
Right.
on, hold on, hold on,
Wait a
hold
minute.
on,
Who
hold
said
on.
16? Was that you, Brown?
yeah,
They
nobody get
going.
no bye.
They
Don't
get.
nobody
Squared
get a
up.
bye.
Yeah.
They'll go there.
This ain't
Where?
March Madness.
Kobe.
we
Okay,
about
they're on the same
so
on the
We might well have
same
Murray State in this thing now.
I
on the
mean,
same on the
you
same
still
on the
gonna play
same concept.
same amount of games.
Yeah,
Put
and
the
on the same concept, hey, we already agree because of the number of teams that are affected that you don't have the same schedules, opponents, strengths of schedules, blah blah blah. It's always going to be there. It's never going to equal out. So on top of that, you give four teams a bye. and then one of the teams technically may not even be is going to be can be a lower ranked team than the number fourth team in the country just because they won a conference. Go, yeah, make
Get rid.
16, make everybody play the same game. Because you got to remember now, if I get a week to scheme on, I get a week to watch. Okay, I know I'm either going to play Ohio State or Oregon, and I got a week to sit there and watch. I can spend my whole practice and prepare for them, whereas the other team don't. NFL a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is a small sample size, Corey. I agree with you on that point. And it is a small sample size because it was only done once. But all the teams that had the buys lost, right? Well, pretty much in the first
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
or something like
one,
that.
yeah,
Now
one
that's
sweep.
but again, there ain't enough data behind this yet to go with that. I was just but that did
But
happen.
but
So,
but
what y'all think?
right there, I feel like you should go by the rankings. If you was number one team in the nation, you know how they rank them. You get to play the 16 seed.
That's the small tweak I would get. Get rid of the conference championships linking to the
Yeah,
buys. Give them in, yeah, it'd be like conference champion get into the playoff, but just rank them. Just rank them and put the top four teams you
that's
think
it.
deserve buys. In the NCAA tournament for basketball, you don't give a conference champion don't get a one seed automatically. Like, come on now.
No,
Like, shit, ain't no reason Arizona State should have got a bye. Like, come on now. Like,
Yeah.
that's a
okay,
Mm.
minor. That's a minor tweak you can get rid of. Hey, get them in. Yeah, conference championship gets you in the tournament, but rank them. Just rank them and give the top four teams. You think the top four teams a bye? Like, that's a simple tweak that they can
Are
make.
you
yeah,
saying
that's a simple tweak right
re-rank
there.
everybody? Y'all saying re-rank everybody once you get these 12, whatever
Just
number
go
it is?
by the rankings. Just go by the
Go
rankings.
by the ranking and just automatic. You can give the conference championships an
You still can
automatic
do it. Yeah, you
berth,
right.
and yeah, but just don't put them automatically in that buy and give them an
Yeah,
automatic buy. Come
Okay.
on now.
So like for Boise, they get in because they was the best group of four,
mm,
and let's say
That's
their
fine.
overall
Yeah, I'm
ranking
gonna give it a little something.
hey, but
let's say 18, right? So they would be the 12th
Thank
seed.
you.
Yeah,
yeah,
Is that what you're saying? Okay,
right.
something like that.
yeah.
Okay.
Just the rankings didn't make any
Mhm.
sense. I mean, the rankings are just that was too complicated. Like, and you give. I think there's more deserving teams of buys. Just because you win a conference championship doesn't mean you could slide in as a buy team. I don't think.
Wow. Okay.
Even though
Hey,
it
I'm
would
gonna
probably
put.
work out with that like that. Oregon, Georgia, they would have still got buys and still be conference champions. But I mean, not to say that, or Arizona State, sorry,
Right.
didn't deserve a buy. Come on.
Right. Hey
Yeah.
guys, here's something that Nick Saban said. I just want y'all to hear it. It's like 29 seconds, and then let me know what you think.
Think that these games should always be played at bowl sites because bowl sites have the facilities because they're used to accommodating teams. We played in San Jose, they weren't used to accommodating a team. No disrespect to Indianapolis. When we played Georgia and Indianapolis, they weren't used to accommodating.
Pretty
either.
disrespectful. It was cold as shit, too.
It was cold as hell. And we had to go practice in your Indianapolis Colts facility, which may be, I don't know what it's like now, but it wasn't really very nice.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, we like gritty football.
Think that these games should all.
All right, guys. So what y'all think about Nick Saban saying those cool things there, Pat McAfee?
Man.
I mean, that don't even really matter, man. Football.
Exactly. As long as you got a field and you got hashes and you got like down markers, you can coach, you can practice football. It is.
Yeah. And then usually, if you ain't in the big game, hell, these players don't care about playing anyway. They just, they just going to get the PS5 and the jogging suit and the Apple Watch. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But other than that, if you a high draft choice and you in the Gator Bowl, hell, I ain't playing that shit anyway.
What do you expect is going to happen when you expand the 12-team playoffs? Like, you're just
Oh
making these
boy.
other bowl games more meaningless.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
I saw something last week with Saban on another show,
Uh-huh.
and I've been saying that the whole while. The bowls are irrelevant now. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's with this. It's not going to go back. The bowls are just over. The bowls are just for TV time, for a dead time in fucking sports broadcasting. There's somebody because most people are on the holidays or whatever, and you catch a glimpse of a game. That's it. It's not really the
You
just a
you
feel
go
of place.
you go back to the four biggest bowls. I say go back to the Peach Bowl because the Chick-fil-A became a big bowl.
Mm.
But back in the day, it was the
That's
Sugar
more.
Bowl,
It
Orange
ain't just
Bowl.
it ain't the Peach Bowl came into play because of Chick-fil-A, yes, but also for the fact that Atlanta and the SEC decided to one host their championship in the city of Atlanta. Two, the Hall of Fame is here, and
Right.
so
The
that
new
gave them the
stadium helped
clout
too.
to huh?
and it,
The new
and it's a
stadium
New
helped.
Year. Yeah, the
The
new stadium, and also it was a
The
New
Georgia
Year's
Dome,
Eve.
the Georgia
The new
Dome was,
stadium,
yeah.
and also the fact that you got Atlanta is one of those cities where it's easy to get in and out of.
Yeah,
So I
it's a
mean
good locale.
that's why they came into that's what and,
But what I'm saying is, Corey, go back to the four big bowls and play them in the semifinals. You still can have the other bowl games. You just assign it to a playoff game.
but you don't want to do because well the problem with with having the four bowls as the semifinal game, one of those bowls are going to want to host that national championship game, so it has to roll. So
You
that's
don't
why
you
there's
don't
going to be.
you don't give it to them. You don't
I will.
give it to them.
I will say there needs to be more of a built-in advantage for the bye teams, and I think they should extend the home and home. Play your home games the first two rounds. That gives the bye teams a little bit more of an advantage.
It all sound because
Mm.
you got to
Put the
remember the
bowl teams,
driving factor.
put the bowls in the next round.
Yeah, it all sounds nice, Brooke, until you realize the only thing that pushes this tournament is media money, right?
Oh, I know.
And
I'm
when you're
just
when you whether much as traditionally powerhouse Penn State is, if you put a semifinal game or when you go into Penn State, that sucks for TV money. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to get to. No access. You got people. You got your hotels are forever away from it. So mm, that's why they predict. That's why those bowls in the sites they are, and that's why they because whether we like it or not, the money part of the game is what drives everything.
And easy to get in, easy to get out.
But
Yeah.
you but the
Mm.
thing I'm saying, you're not
Right.
talking about the
And hence
NFL
and
playoffs where you just get the 1 week for a bye. You're talking about you're already getting all this time off, and then you're giving another week. I mean, that
Right.
bye isn't that much of an advantage.
But
It's
I'm with you
similar
on
to
that,
like,
Brooks.
I mean, that's a long time. Like the NFL playoffs, you play week 16, you get that one bye, then you're back at it. Like this isn't that. This is already you get a long break, and then you get an extra week. Like I just think you need to build in a more of an advantage for those bye teams. Like
Yeah, see,
home
that
field
would have
would
helped
give them
Oregon.
that.
That would have
Yeah,
helped Oregon.
yeah.
Oregon.
Oregon looked like a team that hadn't played in 20 something days, and they got
Yeah,
spanked.
yeah. But now, what that would have looked like if you had Oregon at home against Ohio State, where they had all
No, that's what
you should play for your spot. I'm
that's what
I'm
I'm
with you
saying.
on that.
That's what I'm saying. Give these teams more of an advantage. Georgia
Hey,
looked like a sloppy team. They turned the ball over. Like these teams with the buys, Arizona State probably they played the best, ironically, from all those bye teams, almost beat Texas. But you got to
yeah,
give them more of an advantage. You're not giving these teams an advantage.
yeah. And something else I noticed, guys, is that some of these conferences, because keep talking about like how Ohio State benefited from losing from Michigan, being able to play right away, that type of stuff. But there's some conferences, and I know the ACC has brought this up, is that they may not have their quote unquote champion play in that championship game. They may open that up to the other two teams in their conference to
Right,
play that game.
What
right.
are they?
So
What are they complaining about? Clemson got in because they won the championship.
yeah,
What are they complaining about? Clemson wouldn't even have made it.
Yeah, that is
but
true.
but yeah, they're trying to figure out a way to kind of maneuver that, get around this now by not
Well,
possibly having a championship loss. You know what I'm saying? So I guess with 16 teams, you might take that part of it out of there
well the
too,
problem
is conferences
the
trying to
ACC
outsmart the
the
NCAA.
ACC has always been when it comes to the football, they've done it the wrong way. The
Yeah.
same reason why when they created the football conference, they brought Miami and Florida State in. They said, "Oh, we got to put them on either side of the conference because they're
Right.
going to be our that." And now they're doing. I mean, yeah, who cares? They what they need to do is just It's the
Well,
ACC. Stick to basketball. They got basketball figured out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but then also too, what they should do when the season's over with, if you get in your conference championship game,
Hmm.
win or lose, it don't hurt your draw. Just stop it right there. Stop it, because really
No,
that's the extra
no,
game. They
no,
gonna end up
no, no,
getting rid of it
no,
anyway,
no.
Court.
Because
They're gonna end up getting
that's
rid of
fine.
that.
You get rid of it. But as long as they're playing, because here's the thing. All right, conference championship. Your most impactful player get hurt. That affects your ranking, right? Are we just
Yep.
gonna say? You see what I'm saying? No. I mean, if you put players on the field and play a game, it should affect your ranking, regardless of when it is.
Okay, but look,
It's
look,
not my
look at
fault that you
Florida.
decided to bring them out there to play.
Look at Florida
Mhm.
State losing Jordan Travis last year. Florida State should have been in there
Okay,
for Alabama, but they went
I agree,
by.
but they lost Jordan
No,
Travis.
no,
And guess
no. We
what?
already
And
had that
guess and
conversation a
guess
year
what?
ago. No, they shouldn't.
Why not?
But the point remains is, and it turned out to be that impacted player made a difference in what Florida State presented.
Right.
Because what did they do? What did they do when they went to their bowl game? They shit the bed because well, half the team left and all this other stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, with the transfer portal, at some point you can't let the inmates run the asylum. I'm just sorry.
Well,
You
they already fixed that part. They said it's gonna be one transport portal, and then it's gonna be a 10-day wonder after the season over with. That's what they proposing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, we got.
it's no more. It's no more two transport portals. So if you don't win the job in spring, okay, you can transfer out. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna
And
that's gonna
that
stop
has to
that's
go
gonna
through,
stop
right?
that's gonna participate in more team building. Okay, I know I can't get out until after December, after January, and then I can't jump back in what's called. So you're gonna either get in after the bowl games, or you're not, and you're gonna be stuck at that same school. See, that's the thing that's going on with the boy from Wisconsin. He
All
uh,
right,
he
that's our
he,
next
tra-
topic.
he transferred out, and he thought it was no what's called, but that boy was into a 2-year NIL deal, so he ain't honoring his contract, and that's the reason why that unionizing is finna coming up now.
hmm
Okay, well, let's talk about Lucas. What's y'all real thoughts on that? About how he found his way out of Wisconsin, without having to jump into the portal. He just withdrew from school, I believe, and
Yeah,
that was kind of a loophole.
yeah, and then they get to keep that money because that's what Big Kalen Proctor did to Iowa. Left Alabama, got $100,000, then transferred back to Alabama, and he had to pay back none of that money.
Well, that's in it. But see, the game gonna be that's all well and fine, and dandy, until the other side. Because with you got these kids are playing this game. When the lawyer game gets involved, we'll see. We'll see what the end result is. Because
Yeah, when they got
that's
to
all.
pay that
That's all.
money back.
Yeah. And then it'll be. Then it's gonna be, oh, they treating these kids wrong. They're taking them to court. What they doing? They're doing multi-million-dollar corporate deals. That's the backdraw of it. You gotta
Yeah,
you do business. You gotta do business because you can't
I
defraud a
mean,
contract and expect
that's
nobody
right.
expect you to honor it. So it
Yeah,
is what it is.
that's right. But then they talking about the NCAA. See, NCAA can't touch it because NCAA touch it, then there go lawsuits coming. You know what I'm
But the
saying?
NCAA, like I said, I think I said it last week or the week before. The NCAA, all they are is a rule enforcement committee, and basically the
But that
NCAA and the hold on and the conferences. The NCAA has no power because
is
technically the NCAA comes in. It's like this: the NCAA say somebody gets a death penalty. If that team and the rest of that conference say, "Well, we don't care," then the
yeah,
NCAA
but
has no power.
you got to have a commissioner. You got to go away from the NCAA. You got to have a commissioner of college
That
football.
You're going to see power swing to the conferences.
it's already
Is what
there.
you're going to
It's
see.
already there.
Yeah,
That is
yeah. I
why.
mean,
That's why.
basically,
Yeah, it
the
is.
conferences are going to, regulate. The
You're
NCAA
gonna. It's
is.
gonna. It's gonna. It's gonna be. It's gonna be just like it's gonna be the The Big Ten and the SEC will drive what college football do because that's what they can do. And and when the one and done, well, not the one and done, but the high school college basketball went to you can play one and go. Yeah, the one and done rule. That even shifted all the power over to football, whereas football had the majority of the power. But now college basketball, when it comes to rules, don't even matter anymore
But
because
Corey, that go to you got different leagues. See, NFL got the rule which they always had. You had to be 3 years out of high school. The NBA don't have that rule. They finally came in and said you got to go to college for 1 year. But I
Hmm.
mean, I ain't got to go to no college. I can go across season, play for money, and then get back in the
and then
draft.
and there goes in lies the problem. You can't the NFL created the rule for college football. College football didn't say you got to stay 3 years.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you can
Yeah.
technically, you can do. God, what was the kid from? That went. He went to Canada. Oh God, what was his name? From Florida State. Come on, y'all, help me out. It was a while ago. Do what he did. He just went to Canada, then came back, went to the. It didn't work out, but
Uh,
Yeah, I forgot his name.
you know what I'm
We'll
talking about,
find them.
right?
We'll find them.
but then that also curtails to okay, NBA can say this the only way you can say college basketball. NBA said you can't enter after 2 years because you got too much hopping, man. You'll never get a dominant team no more ever in college basketball.
But that's not the NBA's problem, and that's not the NFL's problem. That's
Okay,
college's problem.
Oh, it's
okay,
not.
but you look at this here. You punishing Jeremiah Smith from going to the NFL. He got to play 2 years where he may get hurt.
Who's punishing him?
That's the rule that the NFL got. You can't go until after 3 years out of high
Okay,
school.
that's the NFL rule.
I
That's
mean,
what they
but
want. I mean,
don't you think that was a punishment for Maurice Claret and Jeremiah Smith? They were
no,
ready to go. They were ready to go to they were ready to go to the NFL, and they couldn't.
no, no. Because you can't. Because you decide. Because, okay, here's the deal. You're in college, right?
All right.
This is where you go, right? I have no influence on how they make the rules in college. I have influence on what I want for my job. It's just like my interview for a job. They said they want 3 years, they want a degree, 3 years experience, blah 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 blah. That's perfectly legal. It's not my.
Hmm.
You got to figure out how to get that. It's not my job to do that.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that's
but
interesting, man.
like I
It
say,
sucks, but it's the truth.
it sucks. That's their rule. That's their rule, and it's
But
been that way always.
I mean, there's
also,
always.
also, also, the NFL technically you can say by making that rule, they may hurt themselves in the long run. But until it's proven that it's going to hurt their pockets, the rule works because what the NFL don't want to do as far as the owners and whatever, they want to spend the X amount of millions of dollars to have all these projects like we got in the NBA. They know that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, I mean,
They
NFL
want
got a built-in developmental system
they
I
want
for
they
think
want
college.
they want they
Yeah, you
they
can go.
want
You can
they
go to.
want
You can
they
go to
want to
that
go
little G League.
it's smart. I think it's smart for the NFL to
right
give that three
because you can
years because
because
what's it doing? It's marketing those players. They come
Yep.
straight out of high school, you don't know them. They go
Yep.
to
right and
college
also
for 3 years, then
also
you know
think
them. And
about it
then
like
what's
this.
that
Think
do?
about this.
Draft ratings go up. It's
And
Yeah,
marketing.
Yep.
and
that's
It's
two,
what.
a lot of those players coming out of high school, they ain't ready to play pro football.
Yeah, a lot of them, man. But you
They
got some
don't.
exception to the rule, though.
there'll always be players who
Right.
probably can go from straight from high school with any
Yeah.
sport. Football
Right. But
probably
Right.
to a less extent, but yeah, there's always going to be those players.
Yeah, I
as
mean,
a
but
G
I'm
as a
just saying
GM
their
as
body,
a G.
their skill is there, but their body types
Oh, I
aren't
Right.
ready,
Well,
man. Not for
I
football.
definitely
Yeah.
agree.
Basketball, you
I
can
mean,
get
like
away
I
with it.
disagree. I don't think you can come from football to go straight out of high school and go straight to the NFL.
Yeah, no.
depends. Well, it depends
It
on the
depends who
position,
you
I
is.
and it depends.
I don't
It
I don't
depends on
think
the
it depends.
position.
I don't think it depends on the position. I don't think it depends on who it is. I don't
Let me
think
give
you
you.
can go out of high school to the NFL.
Let me
Period.
give you a prime. Let me give you a prime example. Stanford quarterback that was at Indianapolis, right?
Andrew
Talking about
Andrew
Luck.
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 Andrew Luck.
Look, you said this. You grab him right out of high school with the talent he was, 'cause
All right.
and you set him and you put him on your NFL roster.
Calvin,
Hold
Calvin,
on,
I'm
let me
finna
finish.
hold on.
Oh,
I no, I just
No,
want. I'm
no.
gonna let you finish. I just want you to answer this one question. What year was this?
You don't think Brock Bowers could have went straight from high school to the
No,
NFL?
no,
No.
no.
Yeah,
As a tight
No,
end, no.
no.
He's
no.
already the
That's
best.
I
why.
didn't
He's
don't block
already the
no
best
more,
Hold on,
tight
coach.
end.
He's the best tight end after 3 years in college. No,
No, he was the
hold on.
best
But wait
tight
a
hold
minute.
end
on.
as a freshman. He was
no.
the
He
best tight
was.
But
end
what
as
I'm
a
saying
freshman.
He
is,
was.
a freshman in college. Then he had 3 years in college to go to the league. No, he's not. No, not out of high school
All
as a
right.
tight end. No.
Oh,
Okay.
He
okay.
played
All
in
right.
the SEC,
Let's go
Kobe. He
back.
was the
Okay.
Let's go
best
back.
tight end
Well,
Let
hold
me
in
on.
the
let me
Let me
nation.
flag them.
let me throw
Let's
the
go back to
flag in here
flag
for
them.
just. Corey. Let me throw the flag in for just a second, and then Corey, you can finish it, and then everybody can respond because this is very good right here. So what I'm parsing out of this conversation thus far is like we just threw out a couple names, and yeah, they may not be ready to go and play immediately right away, but it sounds like if they had some time to develop within that system, then they'll be valuable. Well, it comes to
But
mind to me about Kobe Bryant, for example.
Exactly.
Kobe Bryant could come to the NBA. He could play, and he played on the Lakers, and he played
I'm
behind
gonna throw
players. He
out.
didn't play a
I'm
lot of
gonna throw
minutes.
another.
Yeah, you
And by the
develop in the
third
league.
year, by the time
No,
he developed, he became that franchise player, right?
Yeah, he
I'm
was
gonna throw a
behind Nick
flag.
Van Exel
I'm gonna throw. Well, you
and
behind
those
Yeah,
Nick
and
guys.
Eddie
Jones.
Jones.
Eddie
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Eddie
throw a
Jones,
flag.
and he's
I'm gonna
sick.
throw a flag on the
I
play
love Eddie
exactly because you're
Jones.
talking about basketball. Basketball
Exactly,
and
non-contact.
football are two
Yeah.
different animals. I.e., why I picked up Andrew Luck.
Okay, now I
Right?
give up.
Yeah, go
If he
ahead.
Quarterback.
goes out of high school and he goes to a franchise, I go to the Colts. Great example. He could have went to the same franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And spent the 2 3 years
Behind
under
Peyton.
right. And when they shit can Peyton Manning and because that's basically what they did. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's
But
always
Corey,
exceptions to the
listen,
rules.
listen to what you're
What I'm
saying,
saying is
Corey.
there's exceptions to the rules.
He's still sitting 2 to 3 years, so he's not on the
Thank you.
field. I'm
He
talking about being on the
y'all.
field.
Thank you. Y'all changing the
If
question
you
though.
put a high
But
student on the field with pro players, he's gonna get killed.
He's getting
Andrew
killed.
Luck,
I'm sorry.
you think Andrew Luck didn't even survive being
He
a grown man in the NFL long
you
because of
putting a kid in the
concussions.
I
hospital.
Come
think
on, man.
there would always. I think there's always going
You're
to be
showing murder
exceptions.
off rip. You're trying to murder a kid off rip. I'm sorry.
I
It's a
don't think.
position.
I don't
But
think it would
anyway,
happen
And
often, but
Calvin,
you can't
and
say it
Calvin,
wouldn't
you
happen.
are a father, Calvin. You are a father, and you putting your kid in that position. You should be ashamed of yourself.
hey,
fast forward
hey,
to
let me
hold on.
let me
No, no,
throw a
let me
flag.
Oh,
Let me throw a flag.
Brown, let me burn Kobe. Kobe, what did I tell you?
Uh,
I told you when you decided you want to play football. I said, Kobe, I wouldn't play. I said, I don't suggest you play football anyway. But I'm not
No, no,
gonna
no,
leave
no, no,
you.
no,
I'm not.
no, no, no. The
I'm
words
gonna say what.
was, the words was, by junior or senior year, I tell you if it's meant for you or not. That's what the words was.
I must say this. I saw videos of Nick Chubb when he was being recruited to come to Georgia, and I saw his body. He could have went to the NFL
Thank
straight
you.
from.
yeah.
I'm
But
just
could,
saying.
but
Does that
okay,
happen
that's the eye
often? No, but
test.
that guy was jacked coming out of high
That's the
school.
eye test. But is he
Right.
playing in the NFL? We're
Legs
switching the
bigger than my
question
head
up.
already. What do you mean
It
eye
doesn't
test?
matter. We seen kids big as all our days and still not be good.
Okay, let me
Or
throw
still
the
get
flag, Cole.
demolished.
Let me throw the
But y'all are
flag.
talking about body types. Nick Chubb was
Yeah.
That's
Let
the
me
jacked
let me
eye
coming
throw
out
the
of
test.
high
Yeah.
flag.
school.
That is the eye test. I can be 6 foot.
Eye test.
We see kids all the time. Tall as I don't know what, but suck at basketball. We
Let's throw
seen
the
kids
flag though.
muscular,
I'm
but
just
so
Yeah.
Let's
saying.
throw
but
the
Okay.
so
flag.
You
broken.
said the body
What are we
type.
talking
Y'all were talking
about?
about the body type. I saw Nick Chubb
Okay, but
coming
we're
into
talking
Georgia.
about playing.
Oh, oh.
Bas-
Me,
basketball
Mr.
more
Philly
about
Reds
skill, man.
me and Fit. Whoa, see, that's a different argument by itself too. There's a lot of skill that goes into football. It's about the same
No,
skill type.
no,
Man,
but
football more about brute and speed, man.
Man, no, 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 no,
It's
no.
Honestly,
about
Football,
toughness,
honestly,
you
So
man.
you
oh,
technically
you gonna
sound.
It's
tell me?
about
You have
So
to
toughness,
you
go.
gonna
bro.
tell me Jeremiah
Durability.
Smith can't play in the NFL right now?
okay, okay, hold on,
No, he
guys.
cannot. I'm sorry, he
Hey,
cannot.
guys,
One at
it's
a time.
getting
One at
good,
a time.
but
One
we
at a
can't.
time.
But everybody gonna get their shots in. Okay, I just couldn't pick out who was saying what for a second. That's all.
Let Corey finish, man. He cooking.
Oh, but I'm
Finish
but
up,
what
finish
I
up, Corey, so they can jump in.
the end
Everybody ready to jump in on you.
the end result is the NFL set the system up in a way that so that one they can keep unnecessary salaries off their payrolls. Two, would you rather have because you don't have anywhere these kids can jump to, like they can't jump to Europe and make money, right? That's the biggest problem with the
Right.
NBA. So the NFL says, you know what? Before I spend my money, I at least get 3 years of film and 3 years of watching you play against closer to like competition. It never will be NFL competition because from high school to college is a different game. Times I tell
Corey, okay, somebody can respond, please, till we get
Hey,
Corey back.
let me go. Let me go. This T Brown. Hey man. So what we saying is, uh, just like what Coy just said, the boys out of high school and in football can't go nowhere and play nowhere. What league at? So that's the reason why the NIL came in to try to save face. Okay, so now also you gonna tell me Jeremiah Smith can't? He's too good for college football now. Julio Jones was too good for college football when he went to Bama. Larry Fitzgerald went to the league his sophomore year. You know why? Because he went to a military school to get his grades up out of high school. So he went he went in as a third year sophomore. See what I'm saying, man? It's a difference.
So there's exceptions,
Yeah.
and I mean, and I think what we were trying to figure out here in the conversation was, I think some of us were saying is the conversation about being able to leave straight high school and jump straight to pro right and play right out of high school, or is there a developmental period before you play?
Well,
Is that where
that
we
what
getting
college is.
misunderstood in between the two?
I mean, you tell me. I will say this: I think it'd be fairer for running backs,
Yeah.
especially. They have a shelf life. They go into these programs and get, the workload year after year, and then they come into the pros. They know they have a shelf life to make their money.
And they
You think
done.
about that position to be able to go from high school straight to college, straight to the pro. Even if you don't play, you're saving the legs on those running backs who take, they take the most beatings. Their shelf life is short compared to other positions. They struggle to get that second or third contract and make that money. So you look at it from that perspective. I think, I think that's actually a fair deal for them. But again, that's not going to happen. But
Yeah, because if you do it for one position, you got to
Yep. You
do it
gotta
for
do it for
all.
Now
another
you got to
one.
do it for
And
all.
and
yeah,
and the thing is with the NFL, and I understand where the NFL is coming in at, it's saying, even if you drafted in the first round, 9 times out of 10, those coaches and those GMs and those owners, you're playing. You know what I mean?
Off the
All
top.
that my body ain't ready. They go out there for their first training camp and they realize, oh, this ain't high school and college. This is a pro. This is a job. You
Yeah,
had
yeah.
you had it. I forgot the video I was watching. It was one dude. He was a prominent player in the NFL. He said he was ready to quit after his first week, coming from college, being drafted in the first round, going to a pro. Just in OTAs, he was ready to quit because it's taxing those guys. They not babying you. It's no curfews. It's none of that crap. You a grown man when you touch that blade of grass as a pro, and you got to
And the,
Mm.
and
treat,
the,
you got to act like a pro. You got to train like a pro. You got to have the mentality of a pro. And you
and you
asking a 17, 18, 19-year old to go into a locker room with 25, 27, 33, 38-year olds. Come on, man. That alone, I wouldn't touch a player that's that young and put them in that situation.
hey
You know?
Philly. Hey Philly.
Yeah,
So you telling me Derrick Henry was that size in high school?
yeah, he was.
Okay, so like Brooks was saying, okay, he didn't get beat up at Alabama because he had other players there to
Hmm.
assist. He only got his biggest workload his Heisman Trophy year. He
Yeah.
had Josh Jacob,
Hmm.
all them guys.
Ingram, he had yeah,
Yeah,
he had a stable of running backs that was ahead of him, and Saban set it up that way it's set up that way to stair step. Ohio State do that with their receivers. They stair step their receivers. You know what I mean? Smith, I mean, he's a true freshman. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I think if I want to say, was it JSN who had an extra year eligibility, or one of those guys didn't go pro, he would have still been sitting on the bench, or they would have played him, you know what I mean, sparingly, but they was forced to play him because it was nobody better, you know what I mean, to put him on the better in front of him to put that would keep him on the bench an extra year for his sophomore year. You know what I mean? Even Becca, I mean, he plays the slot more. You know, he's NFL ready. You know what I mean? Like Smith, yeah, he can go in there, he can run some routes. But I'll tell you what, one of them safeties hit him at the pro level, he'll rethink some things. You know, it's just different, man. It's different.
Yeah.
The schemes are different. The alignments are different. The field size is different. The ball is different. The
No,
quarterbacks are different.
the field size the same now. The ball different though.
I'm talking about the way they align. I'm
Oh,
not
you
talking.
talking about like the hash?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, the half
the
part.
hash is different. Yeah.
Everything's different. Everything's different, man.
It's
So
Exactly.
faster too. There's
yeah,
less
Yeah.
Yeah,
windows of
yeah.
error.
That's what they
And
had to adjust to that speed
I,
of the
yeah. You
NFL.
you
yeah.
you look. Let's look. Let's. I got one last thing. Smith. He was going up against those Notre Dame DBs. How many of those Notre Dame DBs going to be at the pro in the pros next year or the year after or the year after that? I would say
But,
probably less than
none of
two. Exactly.
well, I ain't talking about the safety. The safety gonna go.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that's one player out of how many? How many? What, a 90-man roster?
now I'm talking about
When
ain't number
but
four gonna
you
play.
put.
4 or 5
I'll tell
gonna
you what,
play in a
you put
game.
Smith across Patrick Surtain, and let's go to work.
But damn, you just gonna put the exception out there like that?
Hell yeah,
them.
y'all talking about sending him to the pros? That's what he gonna go up against.
See, he probably wouldn't even go against the number one guy. They'll put him in the slot to go against the nickelback.
Okay, but he's still okay. We act like okay. Now put him against Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
You still got guys that's gonna cover him in the slot.
Exactly.
And y'all gotta think
So
about it. Everybody in the pros that start, I ain't mean to cut you off for the red
no,
zone,
you
but
good, you
everybody's in
good,
the
you good.
pros that start are dogs. If dogs in college, if dogs they're dogs. College, they're going against subpar to not even good teams. High school, like NFL, everybody's something. Even if you the
Yep,
bottom of the barrel, you something.
yep,
If you go to college, you some. If you go out of high
Yeah.
school and go to college, you some.
Yeah. It it
It,
it, it,
it just
Nine
it
times
it
out
just
gets
of
it
ten.
gets
it just go to the cream. The cream gonna rise to the top, and
Exactly.
everything else gonna fall off.
yeah.
yeah.
Hey man,
I
very
If,
very good here.
if
yeah.
you that guy, you that guy.
Yeah. But in summary, guys, it is the it's just that like there's something that maybe needs to be done here to kind of curtail it, but there's a lot of movement. And I'll say this: the NFL has a great minor league system in place with college football, so I don't think they want to see that moved around any. Because I
Nah.
mean, it's a perfect system. They don't have to put it together. Somebody else is putting their minor league system together for them.
Well, it really was perfect when they had NIL, because you were getting 3 years for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know
But
what I'm
still,
saying,
but
for a scholarship.
hold on. But NFL don't pay for NILs. So
Right.
Right. But they
again,
still got it.
They
Yeah,
still getting it for
it's a
free.
good situation
yeah,
for them.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's part of my point. You got to understand the NFL job is not to take care of the college game. If anything that they do to help the college game is out of charity, but that's not what they. But I promise you, it's not going to be done for charity. It's going to be done for their bottom line. There's a reason why the Shield is number one versus the other two major sports.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. And
Because
here
you
we
got to
go.
think about it. You might get drafted in baseball, and you might be in the minor league for 10 years before you come up.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
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 If you can't hit a
So when you
95
so
mile
when
per
you
hour
so when you
fastball,
hit you 27, say you 17 graduating out of high school, and they draft you in the draft in Major League Baseball, and you had to stay down there 10 years. You 27 when you got done coming to the league.
The
mm-hmm.
fact that the other leagues haven't adopted this is just stupid. It's such perfect marketing. To for three
Yeah.
years, you get to know these players, and then
Yeah.
that you get to have them in your league, and they're well known. You think about the NFL draft every year. There's players who we know, like Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders,
Mm-hmm.
Travis
Yep.
Hunter. Like, there's fucking 15 rounds in baseball. I don't know any of those
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
Shit,
I
27.
yeah,
Got
barely know the
27
NFL
round,
draft.
bro.
I barely know the NFPA draft players. They're there for 1 year. I
right.
don't know them, man.
You
Oh,
don't
They're
know
in
the
the
first
G
team.
League. They're in the G League or overseas. I mean,
But that's the reason why.
they got the NFL has it perfect how they're doing
That's
it.
the reason
They're
why you have so
marketing
many
their
busts.
players.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you have so many busts in basketball. Like Kwame
No, it's
Brown.
true.
And Kwame
Yeah.
played 10 years, but he wasn't
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
top player.
yeah. Because you had to go off of potential. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
look at
that's what
Kwame
you in
Brown,
basketball. You going off potential, yeah.
if you watched him in high school, you would say, "Oh man, this the next
But
the
if
next
you
big
six,
thing."
hey, look, Philly. I mean,
Yeah.
4-on-1. If you 6'11"
Yeah,
playing against a 6'7" guy, you should be
yeah,
number one.
Yeah, you should be.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Amari
But he was.
Stoudemire coming out of high
Hey,
school. I
yeah, but he
mean,
was
he
built
was
like a
that dude.
man, man. He was built
No, he
like a grown
was.
man. And had all the moves and everything. It's just, but like you say, I mean, but like I'm saying, I guess not having that system to play against guys that are as good at his
Yeah.
level. You know what I'm saying?
that
You
that
weren't
was
able
that
to
was
see
not
that.
And
no.
my whole thing is difference
Kwame
between
Bryant.
the two is contact. You got a
Yeah,
non-contact sport versus a full contact sport. It don't add up. If I can hit you and get away with it, and I'm 6'3", 235 of rock muscle, and you 6'3", 210, and you just flesh and bone, I'm gonna break you. You know what I'm saying?
I
And I know
I
all the
like where you going with
nuances.
that. I like where you
Yeah,
going with that.
that's
And
all
I'm gonna
I'm
use the
saying.
word, and I'm gonna
Brute
use what the
force,
same, the
man, dude,
similar.
is
I'm gonna use
different.
this, and I'm gonna use a similar thing to what you're saying, Philly. But I'm gonna use it this way: basketball is contact, football is collision.
Yeah,
Right,
And
right.
it's similar. It's similar to what you're saying. That in
yeah,
other words, football is more violent.
yeah,
So it's more violent that you gotta adjust to being a young guy playing against grown men. So I can see where you would, especially where you and Cole coming from that angle of it. And then like
yeah.
what I think like when Brooks was bringing up what was the running back you brought up that
No,
plays for Cleveland
oh yeah,
with the
Chubb.
thighs?
Chubb was a
Chubb.
dog.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Chubb is a
Chubb,
dog.
Chubb is Chubb is probably built from day one to be able to take that. So those are
Yeah,
the exceptions. But overall, the way it's 3 years is a great setup for the league.
And
Yeah,
then
and for
then
college.
you got to look at Chubb. Chubb destroyed his knee in college, and then
Yeah,
destroyed it again last year.
yeah,
yeah, yeah. All right,
Now
guys.
he
Well,
now he's an exception to the rule as far as getting to his second contract
yeah.
with
yeah, he definitely is.
yeah.
Hey guys, y'all. Bruce brought up Cam Ward and Shedeur, so I'm gonna
Oh
play something
yeah,
right
let's
quick.
talk
It's
about it.
gonna give us a minute and 20 seconds, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Listen, I'm a generational talent. I'm gonna prove him right. Right, don't worry. Oh my gosh, bro, this is more and more. That's so yeah, I knew it. Who said that? Actually, nah. An article came out today. I'm generational. So I guess it's article versus article. I like that you think that, man. But we all know the truth. What? Trav gonna be first? They know what's best. They know what's best. Just like I told Joe. He don't know what that pressure like. Top first. I'm real. I'm generational. Nah, bro. That's weird. I'm generational. That's weird. Quarterback coach got favoritism. I don't blame. You know what it is? It's because you start training with him earlier. Because I'm generational, man. No, bro. You let another word describe you, bro. Nah, I am the word that describes you. Nah, you generational. I'm legendary. That's cool. You can be legendary. Man. Legendary get their ass. We'll start doing it in like 5 minutes. Generational is once every 100 years. You could be generation. You could be generation. You're not doing the right drill, man. Pause the separation. He don't want his name in the paper, coach. That's the problem. You could be on the front side. You could be generational with no Super Bowl. I'm gonna be generational about 4, 5 and things, and I'm good. I'm out the league. I'm going home to my son and my daughter. Oh, you a quitter? Nah, bro. Call it what you want. You're a quitter. I'm tired of them comparisons, bro. That's just what they say, man. I'm just real with you. Of course. They don't make no comparison to me. I'm in my own category. Hell no.
All right, gentlemen.
Can I start, please? Oh my God. I was so annoyed with that video. I'm just gonna start. Both of them need to shut the hell up.
Right.
Cause,
Bingo.
cause hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. We talking about football. Talk is cheap. And now that video was out, and what when both of them line up and they throwing pick sixes and they taking sacks and they getting their head knocked off, what they gonna play?
Oh.
I guess they ain't generational or legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like Sanders need to be quiet because he's in nepotism land. And Cam Ward need to be quiet because he played on the subpar Miami team and he lost the Georgia Tech. He need to just shut the hell up. Both of them need to go ahead and do their drills. They wasn't doing their drills right during that video, and they need to worry about where they're gonna go and pray that they get to a good pro program that's gonna develop them and allow them to be the best athletes that they can be. Because if they end up in a subpar program, i.e. the Giants or somewhere or the Titans, them dudes they coin flips. They already going with it in the offensive line that's not going to be good at all. So they're going to be running for their lives. You know what I mean? I just don't like it, man. That was just a joke on both of their behalves. If I'm a
Yeah.
GM, I'm not.
Tell,
I'm.
tell us how
That
you
was just
really
bad.
feel, Phil.
Yeah.
Tell,
Hey,
Humble has been
he
removed from
right.
the dictionary.
He
That's
right
all it
though.
is.
A generational just a word. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's just a word. Really, right there, I take from that. They just were talking each other. I've seen videos of them before. That's all they do is trash talk each other. If I'm gonna say anybody generation, I probably get a trash, but you really don't know until you get to the next level. Now,
Exactly.
a person that
yeah.
I think that's gonna be a generational talent. That's Caleb Downs. Cause
Mm.
Caleb Down was the leading tackler at Alabama as a freshman, and then he went to Ohio State and continued the same thing.
Mr. TB, I gotta apologize because I heard the wrong Caleb. I thought you said Caleb Williams. I'm about to come on here and yell at you.
Hey, Kobe, you just an angry guy, man.
Like I was listening to Todd McShay kind of break these two
He get it
down, and he
honest.
he was like, if you put them in last draft class, they would go behind Caleb Williams, Drake May,
Hmm.
Jaden Daniels
Then
as
we'll
far
go
as
to the second
talent level.
round.
Yeah, so I mean,
Exactly.
I think they need to slow their roll here. They're going to get picked high just because of
The
this
need,
quarterback class.
yeah, the
Um,
need for a quarterback.
so Cam Ward has, I think, the athletic tools. More so than Shedeur Sanders, but his decision making, his processing time, you could tell in that offense he
Bingo.
ran for Miami. He didn't have to make the reads now. Shedeur
Right.
Sanders has better arm talent as far as putting it on the levels. He's not. I don't think he's the athlete or has the arm strength that Cam Ward has, but he probably has the better mind and the better arm talent as far as, like I
Hmm.
said, layering it.
He was
So I don't
groomed.
think, yeah, I don't think either of these two ranked to last year's draft class of quarterbacks. And they're going to go to some bad teams. I mean, think about the Giants, you think about the Titans. You know,
Oof.
they're going to go to some bad teams. So they're going to they're going to need to prepare because they're just not going to have much around them when they get in the NFL.
Yeah.
Um,
Whoever go to the Giants, yeah, you got
so
neighbors, so you got a receiver. Whoever's going
I,
to the Titans, I pray for you.
I'm looking at Travis Hunter. You can tell Travis Hunter is the talent of this draft because McShay was like,
Yeah.
well, if I put him as a wide receiver, he's the number one wide receiver in the class. I put him as the corner, he's the number one corner in the class. I mean, that to me is amazing. And I look at a guy like I like Abdul Carter out of Penn State, that DN. I think
Oh yeah, he
I
a dog.
Yes,
I
He a
sir.
think
Yes,
dog.
I
sir.
think I think them two are probably the
That's
best players. I don't
They
know
should
where
go
they're
one
getting
and two.
drafted, but I'm talking about
Hey,
as far as talent. Yeah, I think it's those two.
you know what I
yeah.
was thinking, man? I would love for the Cowboys to trade up and take Abdul Carter and have him and Michael Parsons coming out the ends. Woo.
Oh
No,
gosh.
I don't want to
Ooh.
see that.
Good
Come on, man,
lord.
stop doing
I know because you a
that.
Philadelphia Eagle.
Yep, yep.
Man, that would
Oh,
be crazy, dog.
we know if y'all gonna draft somebody from Georgia. Y'all gonna draft a defensive lineman or from Georgia. We know this. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know what
Philadelphia
I
Bulldogs.
Georgia
don't
is
know
our
what.
farm system
Well, hey,
for
I mean, it works.
defense.
It apparently works. Draft defensive linemen from Georgia. It is what it
Yeah,
is. But I'm
yeah.
trying to tell you, y'all can't have 11 on the field, so that's y'all problem.
Nah,
Hey,
it's all good.
what you thought about that? What you thought about that conversation, Corey?
What conversation?
Yeah,
Them
exactly.
That's
We
two,
need
that's
to shut
them
the hell
two,
up.
yeah.
them two, them two. I mean, they're screaming this generational, bruh. We've all seen generational talent at quarterback shit the bed. One,
Yep.
two. Nothing about those two kids are changing the game, changing football. I'll give you an example.
Hey, hey, Corey,
Mike, Mike Vick
Right,
coming out of
happening.
college, going pro, generational talent.
Hmm.
Okay,
generational
that one,
talent.
buddy.
Love it.
Not even Peyton Manning was no,
Him
not
and
even Peyton
Ryan Leaf.
Manning.
Look what happened to Ryan Leaf.
Oh
Ryan Leaf was
boy,
supposed to be generation talent, but
Jeff
the one that was
George.
Yeah.
yeah, generational talent. But I mean,
Andrew Luck was up there too.
yeah, but actually
I like
Andrew
that
Luck
one
the
too.
injury Andrew Luck's problem was the injuries. But
Injuries.
Yeah,
that throws into the fact that you can have because he had the
Yeah.
physical talent and he had the mental mindset. He
the
was a
mind.
competitor,
Yep,
but his body, but
Yeah, he
and he
was
was
one of those
strong.
rare guys. He was just like, I'm tired of playing the sport, man. I know what it takes, and I'm done.
Yeah,
my
because his
body's
brain
done.
was
My
a
body's
scrambled
done.
egg, man.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
body's done.
You
And I
Hey,
waking
mean,
up in
bro.
night sweats and you can't remember what day it is. You gonna
Hey,
get
Yeah,
bro.
beat.
When it's 1 against 11 and everybody want to kill you, dog, it's hard. 'Cause There's
yeah,
11 people out there want to kill one dude, and they will lighten him up.
yeah.
They lit him up.
I think it was some simple trash talk, but it's
Yeah, it's just
being
trash
Hmm.
talk.
buddies.
But
Yeah,
it's
this
one
buddies
thing.
being
but
Don't
the
get it on
problem,
camera. Don't
the
get it
problem
on
is
camera.
But
exactly if you
that's
want
a,
to do
that's
it.
a that's the thing though. Y'all saying don't give him a camera, and I think it's the oldness of y'all speaking. Let's be real. Let the new buck get in on this.
All
Let me
right.
turn my camera on so y'all
Hey,
can feel me.
Come on, Cole.
sometimes
Let
old is
me
good,
give y'all some
nephew.
light.
I'm
Let me give
just
y'all
letting
some
you know.
light. I'm just
Come on,
saying.
Cole.
I'm just saying. It's the newness of it. We talk trash. We're the young bucks. I talk trash with Calvin, even though he 50 something. Not to ask you out there, buddy. But he talk like he a youngin. And with the cameras, it's the newness age of it. Y'all missed something. It was I don't know
You
if it
talk
was in
trash
that
too,
clip.
Cole.
But see, y'all with the cameras and everything, in y'all faces though. They thrive off of that. We thrive off of stuff like that.
Yeah,
And,
but
and, and
back it
it's the
up.
media. But
But guess what? It's
they
documented.
backed it up in college. They just going to
Where they
me.
back it up.
It's
Where they back it up.
technically they
I
already
don't think
backed it
so.
up. They already backed it up. You holding some against them they can't technically prove yet. But they can talk trash right now because both of them finna be top 5 draft picks. That's unarguable.
So
But
you think so
hey,
you feel
Cole,
like Cole, you feel like it's really just them going at it. It's them two going at it. They're not trying to
It's them two going
they're
at
not
it.
trying to big
Yeah,
talk
it's them two
everybody.
going at it.
Okay. Mm.
The words was you're generational, you're legendary. Every talk between them was you. It was not to a team. It was not to another player. Only one person that got brought up was Travis. And nothing bad was said about Travis. They said he going first.
hey, Travis can't talk right now. He got other problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
He
that's a,
better
that's a
he
conversation on
got
itself.
prenup problems. He better go and get that paper signed. That's a whole nother conversation.
But I just and then I don't know if it's in that clip or if it's another clip, but it was a clip that was being
Uh-huh.
said that the media ain't eat you alive yet. Now I do
Yeah.
like what Shedeur told Cam Ward that Cam Ward said they already ate me alive because they said I left my team. He said, yeah, they let you to the game finish. Mine is before the game, after the game, during the game.
Because of his dad.
But
Because of his
well,
dad.
his daddy, it went all because of his daddy because you started to put yourself
Mm-hmm.
out there too. Sometimes, I
No,
mean,
what I'm saying is, Corey, because it's so much pressure on Dion, and that's why Shador gets more hate than anybody. That's what he was talking about.
Somewhat. I mean, yeah, I guess. But Shedeur does a good job of bringing attention to himself too.
Yeah, he does, especially with the
He
watch thing
is
and everywhere
his
he go.
See
daddy's
now,
son.
hold on now, Tyrone. The stuff he buys and stuff, I ain't not. He got the
No,
money.
no, I'm talking about the watch signal, Corey. When he like the game against Arizona State, he went up into the stand, did all that. You know what I'm saying? Like
He's
that
somebody the
that adds
celebration.
to it.
He's
The
somebody the
celebration,
celebration.
Corey. And
But I mean,
I'm not saying don't do it. It's just that when you
but
do it, they can
I
come
don't.
back. People can come back at you for that. You know
I
what
mean, I
I'm
don't. I think the only attention he brought to himself is him being a good quarterback. Because you ain't gonna talk about trash unless you know you just faking up the bed for real, for real. But he put himself in a good
saying? Yeah, you got
conversation
to be
to
a factor.
be
Yeah.
a top five quarterback. Now the celebrations and stuff, I don't feel like I feel like that's more with also his name being Sanders, because a kid gonna celebrate. Justin Jefferson, he got more popular when it became with the I want
The
to say
gritty
Giddy,
dance.
but yeah,
The
the
gritty
gritty.
is him.
I said Giddy,
Yeah.
gritty. I couldn't remember for a minute. The gritty. It became
Hey,
a pop. So I don't think the celebration like played too much for fact. It just like I don't know if it Mr. TB or Mr. Red Zone or whoever said it, but his last name being Sanders.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I said that. Yeah, number two. Yeah. Yeah, but my whole
Look,
thing
but
too,
but look
both of
here.
them, another thing I have a problem with, both of them are talking, and y'all ain't even get to the NFL combine, man. Y'all don't know what's in
Mhm.
front of y'all. Y'all, they talking noise amongst each other because they don't know what other kids that's showing up. Yeah, on paper y'all look good, but you might have a kid that's coming out of Middle
Wyoming.
Tennessee State, that Wyoming, wherever, that's slinging that rock, and then y'all sitting there like hitting every, they can throw the ball all over the field, make every
They're
throw
probably not.
clean.
They probably ain't gonna even throw. They probably not gonna even throw at the combine.
And you see what I'm saying? But you're doing that, and then you putting that. I think my whole
That
thing,
target
Corey,
on your
is
back.
yeah, Cole, is you putting a target on your back. You putting this on tape. If I'm advising them, stay the hell off of the tape. Focus on
Ain't
your
ain't
drills.
nothing.
Focus on getting better, man.
Ain't nothing to put on your back when it's already went on it.
Man,
I,
I'm
I,
telling you, they putting bigger targets on their back, man.
It's already
Hey,
big enough. How big can it get?
I'm
hey,
looking at
Cole.
this.
It
Hey,
can get
Cole.
bigger.
Hey,
No,
It
let
gets
that target.
bigger,
Don't let
dude.
that target. Don't let that target get bigger. If they go in there and say, "What team I want to be drafted by," or
Sanders
they go in there and
didn't
say, "Or
Cole,
Sam's
didn't
going to New
Sanders
York.
already had giant cleats? Didn't he already have giant
yeah,
cleats?
Yeah,
And I said that
yeah.
weeks
yeah,
ago,
he
and that was a
did. He
mistake.
did.
Come on,
hey, that don't
man.
mean
Yeah,
you
he
want to be drafted
did.
by." That's just, and that's just showing him love for the team.
But see, Court. I mean, Cole. This is the problem with y'all generation. Y'all generation all about the celebration instead of the goddamn the play.
Yeah.
Because one thing about it now, listen to this, Cole. I ain't never seen Derrick Henry dance. I ain't never seen Julio Jones dance. You see what I'm saying? Let your play speak for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Julio didn't dance.
Y'all
He just
talk
go to your
before
face to call
showing
you the B
up.
word. You're right. He just go to your face to call you the B word. Julio didn't dance.
I ain't hear it. I ain't hear it.
I did.
Man, y'all this generation, they talk before doing, man. That's the one thing I have a problem with.
Hey man,
They talk.
is
You know what I mean?
maybe it's that
I'm
social
look.
media world, man. Maybe it's the social
I,
media world, man.
That's
I'm
what it
looking at.
So,
is.
I'm looking at the rest of the quarterbacks in this class. You got Jackson Dart, Jalen Milrow, McCord, who used to be at Ohio State, Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, Dylan Gabriel.
mm,
If you had to pick, if you were to tell me, I'll take those six NFL quarterbacks versus Cam Ward and Sanders, who's going to have the better out of that group, or Shedeur Sanders or Ward, who's going to have the better career? I might take those other six. To be
Yeah,
honest with you,
yeah. A
'cause there's some
novice is gonna take
decorated quarterbacks. There's
yeah, not the novice gonna take
And
Ward and Sanders because we see them on TV every day. We don't
and
see
you
these
going
other
to a
guys.
garbage team. And you going to a garbage team.
Yeah.
cause there's a quarterback right now that in Denver that had a good season. That I was it Knicks.
I was
Yeah,
a
Bo
minute ago.
Nix.
Don't
And
do
he
it.
and
No,
and
Nah,
I
but
didn't. He had a good
no,
season.
no.
He
Bo,
yes
Bo
he
six
did,
twenty. Bo 26 though.
and he
Both
had a good
say.
season. But my point is, he's not. He
He's
wasn't. He
seasons.
was.
He's seasons.
He isn't. But and he wasn't a self-marketed type player. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Like
now
that.
Bo
He
24. Bo
he
24.
wasn't. He wasn't hyped up. You know what I'm saying? Like. like this. I'm saying like this. All I'm saying is there's guys that they fall in the right spot. They could end up having that season that nobody expect.
Hey, and
Cameron
Penix and
reminds me,
Penix too. And Penix
TKJ.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Penn, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
Penix.
while we talking, Jalen for Washington, he 23. So they season
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
those,
because
I
he started
mean,
out at Arizona State.
Arizona
but
State
that,
2 years,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he
but you
played
got to
3 at
remember,
LSU.
but you got to remember that's the that's the COVID
COVID
class.
generation, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so it's
Yeah,
kind of a little bit
yeah.
different.
That's true too.
Them COVID babies.
Yep.
I'm just saying, there's not a
We
lot.
done
I
with the
think this
'90s.
draft class of quarterbacks is just kind of. I'm not sure who's going to turn out to be the best. Is
They're
my
blah. I
point.
mean,
If I
they're
took,
all
like
they're,
I said, if I take those next 5 or 6, I see talent. Will Howard just dominated a college playoff and won a national championship. Dylan
And
Gabriel
he probably won't
had an
go for the
undefeated
fourth
season
round.
in going into the. Dylan Gabriel had an undefeated season going into the college football playoff.
Hmm.
Milrose had his moments.
Yeah.
There's some intriguing prospects here.
Yeah.
I will
Miro
say
does
this:
have
I
the,
wouldn't
the
want to go
tools.
one. I would not want to go one to the Titans.
No.
Hell no.
So I look at these quarterbacks. I can't see one of them that's going to go to the Titans and just start off on fire. That is a
Well,
bad team.
the last couple of quarterbacks that went to the Titans kind of fell off, didn't they? One that
Yeah. Poor Will Levis. I mean, Mr.
Levis
Mayonnaise.
and Levis and one more. It was one more quarterback. What's his name?
Oh.
Uh,
Mariota.
Are you talking
no, no,
about?
no,
Are you
no. He
talking?
was
You
drafted.
talking
He
about a
was
guy out of?
drafted.
You talking about a guy out of
Mariota.
Liberty? Malik.
Mariota.
Oh yeah. Out of Liberty,
Malik.
Willis.
Yeah.
Malik Willis.
Malik
Malik
Willis,
Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
out of Liberty. Out of Liberty.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are the
The
last two that
Giants.
were
At
recently
least if
drafted.
you at least you go the Giants, you get Malik Neighbors, who's
Yeah.
you
That's
know
Yeah.
he's
that's
gonna be. I mean, I'd go if
That's
I was
that's a fair
Shedeur,
statement.
I'd put the Giants logo on my cleats too. Shit, I don't want to go to the Titans.
yeah.
They ain't got no weapons. They ain't got no weapons.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you had the New York market too, and so all that kind of worked too in
And
your
that New
favor.
York market
But
is oof.
It
That's some
it,
oof.
it, it worked both
Bro,
ways.
hey, you better
yeah,
have thick
it's a
skin
gift
now.
and a curse.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
gift and a curse for you.
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
You won't
guys.
be on social media unscathed. Yeah, all right. You end up on the back of that paper.
Hey, you can win. They still gonna boo you.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, it's never too early. This is it. This is it for the day. Uh, here's a top 25. Way too early. Top 25 for next year. I see
Hmm.
Texas up there in the top left hand corner. I see defending champs at 2 and Brooks team at 3. What
There's
do y'all
one
think
reason.
here? And a
There's
couple
one
Bama
reason.
fans, number 8. So what y'all think?
I give you one reason why Texas is number one. Manning. That's the only reason they
That's
put him
it.
at
Yeah.
number one, man. They just think
Yeah.
Manning's going to be the best quarterback. Come on,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
science to this shit.
Nah.
Yeah,
It's Manning. You're like,
yeah.
oh, Arch Manning's going to be great. There should be number one.
Hey, the reason why they got Bama up there at 8. Bama got all the skill players coming back, but the quarterback, in which they said that would kill them last year, which it did. So if Ty Simpson, I'm betting on my boy Keelan Russell. That's who I'm betting on. If I had a bet who's gonna be the starting quarterback for Bama, I think
Yeah.
Ty start out and then Russell will get his shot.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Hey, what about look at that top row, guys? I see
I'll,
Big
I'll,
Ten, SEC, top
I'll
5.
say I'll
That,
say this: number 11 team probably has the best quarterback. That DJ
Oh,
Lagway out of
I,
Florida
oh, Lagway,
is
he a beast.
Lagway is a good, probably one of the best
I'm just
quarterbacks
shocked to
I
see that
watch.
Colorado's not in here.
you shot.
They got UNLV. Is
I'm
that
just,
UNLV?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
They
Okay.
they,
Yeah.
I
they
just
taking
thought
Boise. They
media
taking Boise
wise,
State spot.
Wow.
media
Hey,
wise, and
Cole.
also with Juju
The
coming in,
Cyclones.
I thought they sneak into that 23, 24, 25 spot.
But look how much talent they lost though. They lost all
I
four of
mean,
them receivers, all four of your receivers, your quarterback, your best
I'm not.
linebacker.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, as the media, and how the analysts can get, I'm just shocked that they didn't sneak their way in there. Keyword I use is
Yeah,
sneak.
Hey, if they
Maybe they're in that 26-30 right now. Maybe they right in there somewhere.
if
What did they see out of Michigan to think to put them 18? Like,
Bryce Underwood,
Yeah,
Bryce
that's a
Underwood,
mistake.
Do y'all think South Carolina at 14? You think that could be a team that can
yes,
potentially be
yes,
somewhere up in that top 5 or top 6, 7 at some
I
point?
mean, every
yeah.
year we bank on South Carolina and South Carolina, South Carolina every
They
year,
went to
man.
bed.
So
They went to
yeah,
bed.
yeah. Can they beat Clemson? Can they beat? You know what I mean? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
man,
right, and then remember
South Carolina might lose to Vandy.
Yeah.
You know
they
what I'm
could.
saying?
Yeah,
They
they
always
could.
lose a game they don't supposed to.
Yep.
And I say also keep an eye on Arizona State guys.
Yeah. Well,
They
Scatterboo
they they
gone.
put it they put it a good. Well,
is
maybe they can
Scatterboo
get
coming
another
back?
Scatterboo.
And the
Oh man,
quarterback. And the quarterback.
Yeah, they
that
gone.
Scatterboo.
Scatterboo.
Mm.
They probably can
Modern
replace
day
it with
Riggins.
somebody. John Riggins. Oh boy. Now for you on this list? Are
Why the
you
Cyclones on there?
Tennessee? Are they here? Tennessee?
Man,
Ooh,
that guy can't play, man.
number 24.
If they try that quarterback back out again, they can get off
Yeah,
this
he's
list, man.
horrible.
He didn't show me anything.
Nah.
And he's supposed to be generational.
Yeah, he built. They thought they had another Marcus Mariota because he,
Yeah.
was Polynesian and had the namesake and the body type, but he don't have the skill.
Yeah, man. I
They
think you
got
change.
they,
I think.
they got
I
Miami
think
up there and they got Carson Beck. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
he got 10 million.
How you feel
I
about
know.
that? Uh.
Brooks.
Yeah, Brooks. Damn, my bad. My bad, Brooks. How you feel about that, man? Your guy rolling on y'all.
I mean, Carson Beck to me didn't have the locker room. Like you could tell when the other guy when that other quarterback came in that he rallied the team more than Carson Beck. I think Carson Beck's personality. I don't know. I don't have any specifics. Driving around in a Lamborghini is probably not the look you want for a
Hey,
quarterback.
but
But
hey,
he just
Brooks.
seemed he just
Hey,
seemed
Brooks.
like yeah.
Stetson Bennett. What you saying? Stetson Bennett had the locker room,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
just
why
don't.
he was
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's part of being a quarterback. You want your guys to buy into you. You want your guys to follow you. I just don't.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe Carson Beck's where he lacks is demeanor wise. He seems like a real quiet, reserved guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so I thought, I mean, give Carson Beck credit. I think he played well down the stretch, and
Yeah.
I do wonder what that game would have been like if he was in there instead of Gunnar Stockton. Um, but to me, I mean. That came out with this draft class because of how I think to me it's just kind of toss up average and they're all kind of similarly bunched together. To me, if I was Carson Beck, I would have took a chance and in the draft with that class. But um, yeah, I mean he's gonna do good. I mean, I think he has the arm talent. He'll do good in Miami. Like I
Yeah,
said,
Yeah.
he
I'm
just a
glad
little
I'm
overhyped
glad he
for
went
me.
back one more year. I'm glad he went back for one more year. I was saying that weeks ago that I think he should stay. For one, due to the injury that he sustained, he can go out there, he can put better
yeah,
tape
sure.
out,
The injury.
and yeah,
Hey,
he can show that he can play a full
I'll,
season.
I'll I'll say this: like, if you look at Bowers and McConkey in the league now, and you think
Hmm.
about what got
you
taken
see
away from
why?
this
Yeah,
Georgia team as far as skill position, what he had to work with this season,
Yeah.
skill wise,
I was
not to
just gonna
mention
say that.
having his two best receivers get
Hmm.
dismissed. Colby, the guy to
Oh
Miami
yeah.
transfer, and then Ra Thomas. He
Right.
lost two of his
Right.
best receivers going into the season outside of losing McConkey and Bowers.
Yeah, those
and
dogs
to
right there, boy.
expect and to expect that offense to hum the same it was, I think that was kind of unrealistic. So
I mean,
I
you
will
got
say, that might have been why he kind of took that step back this year as far as the accuracy of the interceptions.
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
I said that in the
bro,
early episode. The
bro,
receiver dropped the ball too
Bro,
much.
you ain't said the most important thing that was going against him. Do I?
What is
Bubba,
it?
Bubba.
Ah, there we go.
I will say throwing fades in the Sugar Bowl to your backup tight end probably wasn't the move.
Yeah.
Probably not the play call you want.
Oh boy. Yeah, man. So yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's
Georgia,
it, man.
Georgia high up there this year, right there with the number 3 because really Kirby and the defense. That's
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Because they got to replace all them skilled players, which were horrible.
Yeah,
No,
too
I
many
mean,
drop
yeah,
Hey.
passes, man.
yeah. There's
My
question
problem,
marks there. Question
my
marks for
problem when
sure.
they say Kirby and the defense. Kirby's the head coach, so I don't want to hear about Kirby and the defense.
Come on, man. Kirby strategized like Nick Saban, bro.
Okay.
That's where he learned it from.
And when in the last few years, what do you mean me and you've been on the phone and complained about the fact that Saban toward the latter years as a defense as quote unquote being the defensive back expert of where he
Oh,
failed to
yeah.
move. So like I said,
I mean,
but at the
I,
end of the day, Saban won those championships, so we had to let it slide. But we did agree with some of the things he did on the back end of his defense.
and
Kirby,
that's what I'm saying, Coy. You got to look at it. Some of them teams Alabama had didn't deserve to be in the top 10. They worked their way up, but they didn't deserve to be in the top 10. They were there because Saban,
mhm.
just off of reputation.
Yeah. Hey guys, nobody mentioned Indiana.
Man, come on, man. Don't do that, Philly. I mean, don't do that 411.
Yeah, yeah.
Wrong. You wrong.
Indiana, come on, man.
Yeah, you wrong for
Yeah,
that.
Nobody
yeah.
mentioned them. All right, guys. All right, man.
Well,
Any
this,
closing comments?
Oh man. I mean, this is just a preliminary ranking, right? Or this is
Yeah, this is
mhm.
not
etched in
the. This is
stone.
just. This is not extra stone. This is just.
Oh, okay, yeah, because
we gotta
it,
let the portals shuffle out,
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
spring
Yeah.
Then I'm
games, and
okay
all
with it
the.
if that's the case. Then
Hey,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
but but one thing you got to look at the who all got a national championship coach. You got Clemson, you got
mm-hmm,
Ohio State,
mm-hmm.
and you got Georgia. Nobody
Georgia.
Yep,
else, and nobody else got a national championship.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, also Nick took 6 of them out the board in the last 17 years.
yeah,
So
Yeah. Throw that in there. Didn't.
yeah, we
Yeah.
do that.
I think next year's champion is gonna come from that on this board, either the 2 or the 3. One of those. Just way too early prediction, but right in there. I think that 2 or that 3 right there gonna get it.
yeah. We shall see, man. We shall see.
So
It's gonna
so
be interesting.
is yours coming out or not? They
Oh yeah,
say,
he's coming out. Yeah,
oh, he
he's
coming out.
into yeah,
Okay.
he's going into the draft. Personally,
Oh
if I'm
wow.
yours, I hope I fall to I hate to see this, but I hope I fall to the LA Rams, man. Because Stafford might not come back, but at least he's coming back. If you go to LA,
He
man,
can be
you
the man
got
in waiting. Yeah.
Tyron, you got
Yeah.
Puka, you got Higby, you got a squad. You know that's
Hey,
hey
Philly, Philly,
yeah.
know who gonna be the backup, right?
Who?
Bag gonna be Stetson
Oh,
Bennett.
Stetson Bennett. I
Yeah, when he
forgot he's
when he
there.
when he get
Well,
out the
is all
liquor,
that situated? Is all
when he
his
get out, yeah, when he
situation?
get out the liquor.
Oh well,
Okay.
yeah. He got to
But if
figure that
not,
out.
hey, yours will be it'll be a good spot for yours though.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
would be.
yeah, yeah.
It's a load of talent there, and he can
That's
learn
why I'm
behind,
talking.
and
That's
he
what I'm
can.
talking about with them dudes. They talking too much about generational, man. You need to be focused on where you trying to end up. Damn, all that generational talk. I want to go to a place where I'm gonna be protected, and they gonna invest in the team.
Well,
You know.
the only thing about that is Matt Stafford makes throws that yours can't make.
Oh yeah, well we know that.
Yeah,
Oh
he got
yeah.
there 13 years in the league and still throwing dots.
Yeah,
The only
Hey,
I
problem with
mean,
Steph.
Matt Stafford
I mean,
is, let's be honest,
Stafford's
boy.
arm strength is probably unmatched. I
Yeah,
mean, he's got a
Yeah,
cannon.
yeah,
that's but the problem with Stafford is he's all those things, but let's be honest, he never panned out. Even with the Super Bowl, he's never panned out to what he should be.
yeah.
Detroit, Coy,
He went
Detroit.
to. He was in a
I've
bad
never,
Detroit team, man.
yeah, for a while. I've
Bad
Yeah.
never
organization.
understood. I've never understood like he's kind of like I think he's a
But at
little
Georgia,
overhyped at Georgia. He never won an
Georgia,
SEC championship.
at Georgia, even when he was at Georgia, it was the same thing.
He was
I'm not, and I,
overhyped. He was
and I,
terrible his first season.
But
He
wasn't
but
was
that
I'll
the
call
bad.
highest? He was there when Florida and Florida State and was the cream of the crop in that league, right?
no, he was there on the tail end of
Or
He had
was
some
it
good South
Tennessee?
there. That was I will say South Carolina had some really good teams during his stretch. That's
Yeah,
when
but
they
who was winning the conference like year after year? I know it wasn't Georgia.
that
Georgia
was the
wasn't
big
at
L-
that was the
that
beginning.
dominant.
It
No,
was
that was the
Florida. It
beginning.
was Florida.
It was
Okay,
the
so
beginning of
yeah,
it was right
LSU
there
had
though.
LSU. Was that a Nick
It was that
Saban LSU teams during that time too?
it was kind of right there where the balance moved to the west.
okay,
If
Hey,
that makes
you
okay.
sense.
got to think about it now. He played in that game when Georgia did the blackout on saving them.
Yeah.
Remember they did the
Oh yeah,
blackout? He played in that
yeah,
game.
yeah. Alabama came to Georgia.
I try not to
Hmm.
remember that game.
That was cute.
And then you got to
Who
squeak in
was
some
this?
Auburn teams in there, and
Well, wait a minute. Who was his quarterback coach?
I don't
Oh,
know. I can't
Bobo,
pull.
I
Bobo,
know. I
Bobo
know.
still
I
is there?
know.
Oh,
Bobo.
word.
Why
Shots are
you, why
fired.
you funny, man?
The Bobo hate man.
Oh man. All right,
Dog.
guys. Cole, you got anything?
I played against him in high school, right? I mean,
Oh,
we
you
Yeah.
did?
thrashed. We thrashed the shit out of them boys. But the point
Oh,
remains,
here we go. You live in your glory days.
Cole, you got
oh
anything before we
man.
go, man?
No, I don't.
Okay. You good with that top 25?
Actually, that
You
that's
like it?
gonna change. That's gonna change by the beginning of week one. So I ain't gonna pay too much attention to that.
Okay.
But I do have a question for the panel.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
We spoke about it a little bit, but we didn't go in depth about it. How do we honestly feel about Will Howard?
Ooh. Okay.
Probably about a fourth round draft choice.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
he
He
don't
might get
Can,
bumped up into
can,
the late
can
he,
we
third
he
just
don't do
because he won the national title.
can we
yeah,
compare him?
he don't do nothing great. He just consistent.
Can we compare him to JJ McCarthy? Is that a right comparison?
I'd say so.
Um,
no.
Why
I'm
not?
not a
Because
big
because
I'm not a
I
big
feel
JJ
like
McCarthy believer.
they give the same thing of how JJ McCarthy had a super team around him, therefore Michigan won. I heard a couple of y'all
Sure.
say how Will Howard has Mr. Brooks on said how he has an elite offense around him. Are we gonna give him that JJ McCarthy treatment? I don't know if I'm a believer of Will Howard. I'm a believer of JJ McCarthy, but I don't know about Will Howard.
Well, you
I
got to
just
think about it, Cole. JJ McCarthy went a whole game and then threw about three passes.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? In the Big Ten.
He wasn't asked to do as much as other quarterbacks,
No,
that's for
hell
sure.
no.
yeah,
He probably his career high in pass attempts probably about 25.
yeah. I
But the
mean,
diff
but he had
but
a like you said, he had an elite team. I mean, when you got Blake Corum and Edwards and the that receiver. I mean, he had preferable receivers and tight ends, and then a dominant offensive line. I
Yeah,
mean, you
they
don't have
ran
to.
the ball a lot.
Yeah, you don't have to do
Yeah.
much.
I mean, McCarthy's in a good situation. He's got one of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he could come in and do just fine because he's got
yeah.
good infrastructure.
Yep.
but the thing with McCarthy to me is he didn't make mistakes. I agree with he's not the greatest talent or as these guys new word is generational. But
Yeah,
what he did do when he was in Michigan, no, he didn't do a lot, but guess what he did do? He didn't make the mistakes and create a whole bunch of turnovers.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
Right.
is
just beat
true.
by Georgia.
Right.
Yeah, you be efficient,
Because
And
man, and you'll
I
last long.
I mean, Brooke, think about it. If he had a quarterback that did that this year, what you think would happen with y'all team?
Yeah,
I just remember again.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about you know when they played Georgia in the playoffs and got thrashed. I look
yeah,
at that. To me, that's more telling than anything. What'd you do against the elite teams? Like I think about C.J. Stroud and what he did against us in the playoffs, and I'm like, that guy's probably going to be good, and he is. So that's kind of my line of thinking. But like I said, he's in a better situation than most young quarterbacks. So
yeah. He is. He is. And I wouldn't be surprised to see during the draft Will Howard get overdrafted by by an organization. You know, it happens every year, man, where the national title quarterback gets overdrafted. You know,
Yeah,
and
right.
so I wouldn't be surprised. So
That just like Gabriel from Oregon. He had all the talent around him.
hmm
But what's gonna kill him is his height.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Height and play style.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's not an elite quarterback class, but it is deep, and I think
Yeah.
one of these quarterbacks that gets drafted later into a better situation, you may
hmm
see him be the best of the group.
Yeah.
Well, we got all the Kobe babies because all these this is the last of the Kobe babies coming through.
yeah, yeah. He played
Yeah,
in 3 schools. When
Mhm.
yeah, man.
when you get
But
to your third, when you get to your third school, I think some of your stock go down.
Yeah.
yeah, and going back to the quarterbacks, man. If you unless you're just this super superior, ultra talented quarterback, a lot of times it is about the fit and the system. I mean, I
Yeah.
look at even Patrick Mahomes. He's in the right spot. You know what I
hmm
mean? Not saying he's
Yeah,
not a great quarterback, but he's in the right spot to go with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And to have Andy Reid as your coach, like,
yeah. Well,
and
I was just
then
gonna say,
you know what
Yeah.
I'm
You
saying?
flip
That
him in Joe Burrow situation.
oh my God, yeah.
Come
So
on, man.
like you know that can be the extra boost that you need. So
hmm
when these quarterbacks land in the right spot, there you
I
go.
mean, Joe Burrow started off the season every year at 1-5 because he ain't got no defense. You know what I'm saying? And he be putting up numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think about a guy. I mean, Bo Nix is clearly not the best quarterback from last draft, but he went to the Broncos. He's got a good coach in Sean Payton.
Yeah.
And
He puts
he
them in
did
great
well.
situations. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can you can look at Bo Nix. He's not as good as Jaden Daniels, and probably not Drake May. Maybe not as good as Caleb Williams, but he got drafted into a good situation. I think
Yeah.
he's got
Yep.
good. He's
Well,
got decent skill players. So
well,
yeah.
I was surprised by Caleb Williams, man. Like he had everything in place on offense, but
But the coach.
he needed a couple offensive linemen.
Yeah, but and then
Yeah.
too that coach, man, what's his
Yeah,
name?
evil flus. Yeah,
Eberflus.
yeah, he
Oh
was
my God,
garbage.
man. That dude was like that coach that was at he was the Louisville coach and he got caught up in that scandal, man.
Petrino.
Bob
Yeah,
Petrino.
yeah,
Oh
he was
yeah, do
that type
say
of
somebody got caught up in scandal.
yeah.
Petrino.
Pig suey, pig suey.
Bob Petrino, baby.
Yeah.
Or Rick
Yeah.
Pitino.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
then,
right.
now he got a Ben Johnson that's a
Yeah,
play design master. He's gonna if you keep the wide receiver screens out of the playbook, you're gonna put up some offense. And let's see, let's judge Caleb off of 2025 versus 2024. But
yeah,
let's see
That's
what he
gonna
absolutely.
got.
be him and Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, they the tub together, my boy.
Yeah.
If it don't work out, both of them getting blasted.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yep. Totally agree. Gonna be
I think
interesting,
one
guys.
I think one of the better situations you can land at, and I don't know if even this team is thinking about drafting a quarterback, but I think the Steelers would be a good fit
Oh, dude, they
for
need
his
one now.
quarter.
They
I
talking about
mean,
re-signing Russell Wilson. That's a mistake.
you can't keep juggling Fields and Wilson. Like draft a quarterback, and that'd be a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
place to go. You got Pickens there. You got
Oh,
Dan for sure.
he's
The
about to get
coach.
he's about to get cut Pickens out of there.
Do
The
they take
organization.
do they take
Yeah, he's out
Milrow?
of there.
Do they take Milrow?
I think the Steelers would be a good landing spot for one of these quarterbacks, and I think it's a team that
I
needs
think
a
they is gonna
quarterback.
take Miro. I
Yeah, I
think they
think
is gonna take Miro.
you can re-sign Wilson for a couple of years and let him sit behind Wilson, but
Right.
they need a quarterback. I think they do.
Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they do.
when we look,
So you're giving up. So y'all basically giving up on the Fields experiment.
yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
if the head coach
yeah.
said Russell Wilson is the guy, then that might be all I
but
need to know.
really, if you look at it, it wasn't really Wilson's fault.
No.
The defense that fell off. Defense that fell off, and
Mhm.
because JJ Watt didn't have well, not JJ Watt. What his name is? He a Watt
See,
though.
Oh,
TJ
TJ.
Watt.
Yeah, T.J. Watt.
He
TJ.
didn't have a great year last year.
No,
And
he
then
didn't.
Yeah, but Russell didn't really wow anybody either.
I mean,
Like
the
I get
two
what you're
guys,
saying,
You
you
throwing
know,
but
the
he's
he
got
Pickens.
Russell Wilson.
You
he
throwing
didn't
the
do the
Pickens.
it ain't the Seattle Seahawks Russell Wilson.
Nah.
That's what I'm saying.
But you throwing the Pickens. Pickens might run his route. He may not.
Now
Pickens
I'm gonna
do
tell
what he
you
want to
what.
do.
Hey,
I'm
see,
gonna say this player, and I don't know if he's gonna reach Pittsburgh, but if he get to Pittsburgh, we might see something in him. That kid from Boise, because you know they're gonna run the pill.
oh Genty, oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
if Dallas
buddy.
pass him up,
Yeah, buddy.
But the thing about Gentry is now what didn't surface is you got so many. They done said this the deepest running back draft ever.
Yeah,
it is nice. And I'm good. I'm good on that because I'm. It's good to see some running, some running. It's good to see
yeah.
some, some old school football a little bit. So
But
I like to
but
see these guys.
but if I can get him in the second round, I mean,
Nah, he ain't
and
last in the second round.
get what I really need, even though Cowboys really need him. I mean,
Yeah,
if I can get a good running back in the second round,
yeah,
I can overreach in that first round.
you can.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
y'all going offensive line, man. I'm telling y'all that right now. I'm telling you that right now, because y'all offensive line is in shambles, buddy.
I mean, I think for a team who's got, who made the playoffs last year, picking late in the first round, I think it's okay for them to go for a running back who don't have many
Yeah.
holes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
But you talk about early to mid rounds. I mean, that's just the value in taking a running back there. As a team who took Bijan Robinson, I tell you, it's just not there.
Oh, wait,
You just
well,
can't
hold
you
on,
can't
hold on.
justify it.
To be fair, Bijan, your kid in Philly, there are. I mean, the way it's going to be nowadays is every blue moon you're going to have a back that is that exceptional that deserves that first round pick.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Bijan is one of those backs. I will give him that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, he's a talent now. He's good in the
I,
receiving game and the running game.
Yeah, it's
it,
just sucking.
Hey, and
Kirk
it's
then
Cousins
just
didn't
you
use
think
him
about
right.
the you just think about the lifespan of a running back, the injury, the probability of injury. I just don't think it's a smart pick, no matter the talent level for
Well,
the
the
early to mid rounds. That's just
the
me,
flip
but
the
not
the
saying he's not
side
deserving or he's not
then
what
you
I
got
what I
of that
what I
draft
look
pick.
at when I look at running backs in an NFL game, first thing I do is I go back to the miles in college. That's usually what
Yes.
does them in.
Mm-hmm.
The
hey,
That's one of the
but
biggest
hey,
things I got against Jensen. That's one of the first things I look at with Gentry. Dude, you've been carrying the load 30, 40 carries a game for almost 2.5, 3 years.
Yep.
yeah,
That's a good point.
and then you got to also think, look who's gonna be on the market. Najee Harris been be on the market if
Oh,
you looking
he
for a
he
power
he,
back.
he right now he light years better than Najee. Najee is the worst, bro. Najee. Mm-mm. Somebody paid Najee, they making a mistake, man.
They ain't
Najee ain't
paying
it.
nobody. They ain't paying nobody.
Najee ain't it.
You got to think, man. Derrick Henry when he was coming out, the Heisman Trophy when he went in the second round.
I
Yeah.
tell you, if you want a running
That's
back,
crazy.
and if you want to get a running back and not from the draft, I would I would be calling the Falcons about Algier because he's
Oh
behind
yeah, yeah,
Oh
Bijan
yeah,
and
he
he's
tough.
kind of
yeah,
overshadowed.
Yeah, he tough.
Algier's a starting caliber running back.
yeah.
I would inquire about him. To me, he's kind of that guy. If you think about Michael Turner, who was in that backup role and then went to the Falcons,
Oh
he kind of
yeah,
reminds me
yeah,
of him. Like if
yeah,
he got a start role, he would excel.
yeah.
Hey, y'all seen that boy from the Jets? The bag of running back,
Oh,
Allen.
Allen, yeah, Braden Allen, yeah, from Wisconsin. Yeah, he's
Man, he
another one.
tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, he nice.
yeah.
Yes, sir. All right,
Man.
guys. Man,
Woo.
what a spirited show today, man. Once
Oh
Hey,
again.
I
man,
got
this
a
was fun.
question before we go. Who have got the axe as far as coaches go? So who's looking for the next great coach right now?
Oh
We've all been
man, most of the
uh,
jobs are filled. The only ones that's
Saints,
open
right?
is the Saints. Is it? Yep.
I'm talking college.
Oh,
Y'all.
college. Oh, okay. Y'all
Oh,
talking college.
I don't even know who got
Oh,
it.
kind of. I
ugh.
don't know yet, man.
Yeah.
No
I,
premier
I
job
think
though.
Brian. I think Brian Kelly's job is on the hot seat coming
I
Oh
into
do
yeah, for
too.
next year.
LSU. Yeah,
Yeah.
LSU. Yeah, he's a malcontent. Every time they lose, it's like he lost his best friend. He
And
Well,
has
he
meltdowns on.
And then he
and
always blame it on the player.
Yeah,
and
he
he
do.
And you look back at that Notre Dame team he just left, just making the national championship game. So
Well,
Exactly.
so the flip side to all that is when they made that hire. Brooke, were you around when I said that was the wrong fit? I stand by that fit. He just doesn't fit that type of
it
team.
wasn't. I remember you saying it, and I agree. Not the right fit for that.
Yeah.
If anything, he should have went to Washington or somewhere like that. But at the time, Washington had a coach.
Yeah.
So Kelly's on that. So you say Kelly is on life
I think so.
support.
I think
I would
Kelly's
say
on
the
the hot seat
Penn
for
State,
sure.
the Penn State coach. I think he's on.
Oh yeah,
He
James
should be on the
Franklin.
hot. Yeah, he should be on
Well,
the hot
that's
seat, man.
the thing about Penn State.
If I'm Penn State, I'd just take what he's. I mean, that what he's giving you is pretty good. I mean, it's not
It's what you get.
Yeah.
It's what you
elite,
get.
but for Penn State,
Hey,
that's good, man. You can't. I don't know. I
hey,
don't know if I don't know if I get rid of him.
hey,
Yeah,
another
I
one
let
on
him
the
be.
hot seat is Du Bois. Cause
He
that's the
was
way we do it.
he was on the hot seat
You
the
ain't
day he
lying.
showed up.
You ain't
He
lying.
was on.
Man,
Oh
if he
well.
don't prove it this year, he got one more year.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I mean,
so
I think the Florida coach on the hot seat. He's got a quarterback, but he made some progress late. But he's got to
he kind of
he's got to
saved.
put it
Yeah, he
together.
kind
He's
of.
got to put it
Yeah,
together.
he kind of saved himself during this season. Like that rally
Yeah.
He did.
they had,
He did.
kind of. He
But
took
I'm
that
just saying,
blow. That
you're going into this season with what many think's the best quarterback in college almost. I mean, you
yeah,
gotta you gotta deliver.
yeah.
Hey, his seat warm. I'm gonna tell you another somebody's seat warm. The boy out of South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his seat warm because all that talent he been getting.
Yeah.
Yep, and
His seat
they're gonna
warm.
come in and they're gonna come in ranked pretty high going into the
Oh,
season next year.
Lincoln Riley, hot seat.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
Oklahoma.
He has
Is
been
he's still at
terrible at
Oklahoma?
USC. He's at
no, he's at
USC.
Oh,
Oh
he
USC.
at
yeah,
USC.
USC.
Oh my
USC.
gosh.
USC is a bad job for a coach because it's hard to get your staff in there because you can't because head coach, okay, you get the head coach type money, but when you start trying to get your coordinators and your position coach in there, uh, the dollar don't go as far. You giving them $200,000-300,000 a year, that ain't nothing in that day trying to find somewhere to live in LA.
Man, you in poverty.
Oh man,
Exactly.
Hey, you
yeah,
living out the facility.
Yeah,
yeah.
literally eating ramen.
Say
$5 ramen.
One of the more Tupac songs to live and die in LA, man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's it. But yeah, all right. Well, anything else before we roll, fellas?
All right.
Oh, yes, it is. It is one more thing. Let's go ahead. It's the NFL. Give your
Mm-hmm.
quick prediction. Who's
Okay.
winning today? It's conference championship day. So let's hear it.
All right. I can
Let's
go
hear it.
first. All right. Hey,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna be a good day in Philly. It's gonna be sunny in Philly today, baby. Let's go. Go ahead and take care of these Commanders. Show them who's boss, man. I like a good spirited win. Jalen Hurts, Saquon breaks Terrell Davis, both of Terrell Davis regular season and postseason rushing records for I think 2,400 and 79 yards today. All he need is 147 to break it. And then they Philly be in the Super Bowl, and I like Josh Allen to stand on top of his head. His defense, show spirit out in Chief and Refville, and they come away with the win 34-31. And I got the Eagles 30-17.
I got I mean, it's the Bills. That's all I got to say. Patrick Mahomes gets hot right now, bro. He hot. I feel like it's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna take Philly, but I really want to take Washington. So I can see Gilly cry. Hey, every
So you
week I
got
see this dude acting a fool.
so you got
I just want
Buffalo
y'all to
and
lose just
Washington.
cause of him.
Nah, he said he got Philly. He with me. He
Yeah,
know he
Oh,
know
okay,
what it is.
okay.
He know what it is.
okay,
He know what it
all
is.
right.
As a Cowboy fan, he know what it is. Come
It's
on,
gonna be
come on, talk with your big brother.
it's gonna be too much pressure on Jaden Daniel, man. They gonna bring
Yeah.
that pressure.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
gonna hit his ass today. That defense
All
coordinator
right.
talking about Jalen Hurts like that.
Fangio, Yeah,
Yeah.
Vic Fangio was gonna pressure him from the time the game started to the time it ended.
Yep, and
All
at
right.
halftime.
Yeah.
Who you got, Brooks? Who you got, Brooks?
I'm gonna do it. There's something about this Washington run that's and Jaden Daniels playing.
Uh-oh.
Just I'm gonna ride. I'm just gonna ride the hot quarterback. I think Jaden Daniels is on a hot streak, and I know he's a rookie, but that hasn't really factored into it yet. I mean, so I'm gonna take this Washington team just on Jaden Daniels. I don't think they're the better team. I just think they're the hotter team.
Hello.
I think Eckler seems like he's healthy now, which really helps them out. So I'm gonna go Washington. I have a feeling they might pull the upset. And then like you're saying, I think with the Bills, Josh Allen, you know, you're if you're one of the best quarterbacks in the league, you got to go out and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, like at least once. You know, you got to do it. Kind of similar to that Brady Manning, when Brady was always beating Manning, but Manning did eventually beat him a couple times in the playoffs. That's what I
Yeah,
think this
right.
is. I think this is one of those years where Allen finally beats Mahomes. Mahomes probably going to win more of the series, but I think Allen is good enough to break through a few times, and I think it's one of those times. Yeah, so I'll go Commanders Bills. Uh,
Mm, that's an old school
we'll
rematch.
see.
Okay.
Okay.
Corey?
Chiefs, Washington.
So
Ooh.
you got the
Let's
command.
go.
So he's got the Commander in Chief Super Bowl.
Ooh,
You
Commander
Look
got
in
how I
it.
did
Chief.
that.
Hey, I think what's Kyle gonna come back though. I think it's gonna be a rematch of Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, and Philly may win it this time.
Hmm. Hey, they'd be able to extract that revenge. And hey, in
Let's
that
go.
game, man, Jalen Hurts had like 300 yards. When he had 300 yards and
But he
three
had that
Yeah.
touchdowns or
costly
something like
fumble.
that.
He
Yeah,
had a good game, but he had that costly fumble.
I was about that
yeah,
one turnover would stay the man. We lost one possession, man. You can't turn the ball over in the playoffs. And that's
yeah.
the thing. I ain't trying to sway nobody picked. Yeah, everybody picked. But I'm just saying Jaden not getting five turnovers this week. I'm just to aid him in his ability to sustain offense. I'm just letting you
Hey,
know
but
that right now.
that one fumble, that guy returned it for a touchdown.
Yeah, I
Without
know.
Yeah.
that,
That's what yeah.
without
Yeah, but
that,
that's what I'm
Philly
saying.
win.
And exactly.
Hey, man.
Exactly.
Hey, we just talked. I mean, we talked about earlier in the week.
Can't
What
turn the
Lamar
ball
Jackson?
over. Yep.
Three turnovers in that game. Not all his, but the team had three turnovers and they lost.
Mm-hmm.
So and Josh Allen threw for what 124 in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't like
Yep.
he wowed anybody, but those turnovers do come into play. And speaking of the 124, I think he's going to rush for over 124. So I'm going with Buffalo, and I'm going with Philly. So I'm going Buffalo, Philly.
All right.
It's got to be now for Allen. I mean, it's now or never now, and
Yeah.
this should be his breakout story.
I
All
mean,
right.
one thing about it is you got to look at the coordinators in this matchup. In both of these matchups, what Fangio gonna do against Jalen Daniel, and what Spagnuolo gonna do against Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It comes down to that.
Yeah. It will. So looking forward to it, guys. They start around 3:30 today, so that's
Mhm.
good. I like that
Yep.
new. I like that format that they've changed over the last couple of years, where they start these championship games like later instead of having the
Yeah.
1 o'clock game, and and you're done by 5 in the evening. I like this
But
later start.
the only thing about that is in some of these cold weather cities,
A
man,
little
Hmm.
pre-gaming time.
yeah. I mean, you go to Kansas City and it's 10 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Philly, it might be snowing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bundle
yeah,
up, baby.
yeah. Home field. Yeah, but a good
Shit,
thing
they
for
need.
Buffalo and Kansas City, they both play in that kind of weather, so that work out for
Mm-hmm.
them. I guess
But
Washington as well.
Yeah,
Washington
yeah,
and
yeah,
Philly,
yeah,
they
yeah,
right next
yeah.
to each other,
Yeah,
so it
all
yeah,
them
worked out
outdoor
this year for
teams.
all four of them.
All them
It worked
outdoor
well for all
teams.
four. Yeah, we don't
man,
have Atlanta. We don't have dome teams in there.
Yeah.
Didn't
I
mean to bring that
mean,
up, but we don't
the
have
thing
the dome teams in there or Tampa or somebody. So
Yeah.
you know,
I seen something this week where they talking about uh like Kansas City, they talking about putting a translucent top over Arrowhead, or they gonna build them a new stadium where it's open. It ain't no open air stadium. but
Mm-hmm.
it'll have like what from the weather. One thing about football, you got to have the weather, man. That's part of the
Yeah.
game.
We got enough
I like
dome
the
teams. We got enough
I like
dome
the
teams.
elements. I like the elements in the playoffs, but then you get to the Super Bowl, put that in the dome.
Yeah, that got to
Well,
be nice. Yeah, that got to
that'd
be
be the
nice.
Yeah.
even because that's
Yeah.
just more of a party than anything, you know. But
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, you need the elements, man. You can't turn this into arena football,
Hey,
man.
hey,
Like,
but
come
you
on, let's
don't
not
think
do
you?
that.
That's what I'm saying
Hey,
with college, man. Bring the elements back.
Yeah,
Put more of these college playoff games on campus, man.
yeah.
Yeah. You
I'm
imagine the
with
Miami
you,
Hurricanes playing Penn State in
man.
January?
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
that'd
lie.
be
I
fun.
was looking forward to seeing the Bluegrass and see how Ohio State or who did Boise State play? I forgot.
They played Penn State. They lost to Penn
Okay,
State.
yeah, I wanted to see Penn State in that Boise Idaho weather. You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Boise did too.
yeah.
But yeah. But anyway. All right, gents. We about to roll out.
All right,
All right, G.
All
y'all
right,
have a good
everybody
one, man.
take
Go
care.
Birds, baby.
All right.
All
Everybody
right,
have a great day.
all
All
right,
right,
later.
thank you, bro.